allowed the two
It's okay. It's okay. Off your mic. It's okay.
She
Off your mic.
like me.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not the off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. And in the touchlight every corner, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. See them talk say make we off mind, but thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not the off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Maiyegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day, then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say, make we no talk. But thank God say, Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo.
Hello there.
Maiyegun la wa mo la mo dodododo.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Good morning to you.
Maiyegun la wa mo la mo dodododo.
Good afternoon to you.
Maiyegun number one.
Maiyegun.
And good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Maiyegun live.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Bó bá ṣe.
Thank you so much for joining me. Remember, share this broadcast. Invite your friends and invite your not so friendly friends and tell them that it is time again. Maiyegun today.
Maiyegun diary Politico.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Maiyegun.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹ́kọ̀rọ̀ lẹ́nu o.
As you are joining the broadcast tonight,
Àní Maiyegun làwa mọ̀
I
o
just
làwa mọ̀.
want you to please remember the families of the victims of the Fulani terrorism in Katsina today.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
25 people
Maiyegun ti dé.
were slaughtered.
Ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Including women and children.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí YouTube.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní.
Datti Baba Ahmed has fired shots, not one, not two, not three, rounds of shots at Kolu, Tinubu, I have that for you tonight.
And yes, right. Presido Barufio. And yes, right.
I will never stop calling him a drug dealer.
Yes, right.
I will never stop calling him a certificate forger.
And yes, right.
Datti Baba Ahmed. Take back your country. Datti Baba Ahmed. Elections can't save you. Democracy is dead.
And yes, right.
Myself and Obi, we are done. Datti Baba Ahmed. Good morning to you once again. Good afternoon to you. And good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. Just manage it like that. I'm just greeting you before we get started. Have you read the caption of the broadcast? The description as well? Have you shared it? What about your offering? Before you settle down, have you liked the broadcast? You have. Great. So you are welcome to the Temple of Truth again tonight. And from wherever you are watching from, it is Maiyegun live. Yesterday, it was the report on Peter Obi's press conference, which indeed was about or was on his own response to the Supreme Court judgment, which he rejected, just like the Labour Party rejected it. But he didn't fire too much shot other than telling Tinubu to stop wasting public resources and that it wasn't over. That the battle for a new Nigeria is still possible and the obedient are not going to go away and they are going nowhere. That was what Obi said. A sort of a flashback to that before we get to the big story.
Supplementary budget is a budget that is meant for very important national welfare need of the people that is not captured originally in budget or does not have adequate funding. I'll give you an example. Nigeria today, we've read it in the past 1 week for United Nations World Food Organization that 26.5 million Nigerians will go hungry next year. This is an issue of national importance that we can go for supplementary budget. But we have a supplementary budget where we are mentioning issues of yachts, SUVs for First Lady's office, shows to the extent that its government is totally uncaring and we're in deep problem. It shouldn't be part of that. In fact, bringing in First Lady's office, which is not in our constitution, is even more troubling. All funds meant for First Lady's office should be allocated and addressed to dealing with the girl-child issue of education, to deal with the issue of education of the girl child in Nigeria. The First Lady is there to look after the husband and work with him and everything to ensure that everything works well. So for me, the other one you ask is the issue of SUV for National Assembly. Again, I can put it in the same basket that I put the earlier one. It's very troubling. The SUVs for both houses will cost in region of, I think it's in the region of about 60 billion, if I'm right. Nigeria today, our primary health care today is collapsed. Which consequently, Nigeria now have higher infant mortality than India, a country that is 7 times our population. For you now to use funds that is higher than the fund allocated to primary health care to buy a car for 400 people, it shows height of insensitivity. And we have a way we can buy a more competitive vehicle and everything for them, even from locally made. And most of them, even in the Senate, are people who already have cars. We don't really need to buy vehicles to them because some of them are my colleagues, ex-governors and everything. Do they need new cars again? It is time we must shake and show responsibility to what is happening. People, Nigerians, are already scamping for food from West Bin, and we're doing this. It shouldn't be. And I can go further to give you an example of how I handled it even when I was governor. So it's not the first time. When I became governor.
That was Peter Obi yesterday, taking now on Tinubu and their insensitivity to the hardship of the people. That was nice. Some people started picking points from what he said. Oh, it wasn't necessary. I even picked a point from what he said, which the feedback that I got from that was expected anyway. And what was that I said? From all Obi's presentation and press conference, it was giving a speech that sounded like they would do it again, like they are going to rally around again and they are going to contest election again. He said, I will do it again. Yes, with the obedient. And I was like, why would you want to do this again? I mean, Nigeria is captured already. If all of you don't understand, if you didn't understand what state capture meant before, now you are about to understand it. State capture. There is no election anymore in Nigeria. You don't get it. Forget that. There is no democracy that allows peaceful gathering, freedom of speech. They don't exist. Now, you can't go into that same system and say you want to, you know what I mean? Like you want to go up with them again with what you have witnessed and the system is not changing. You can't go into election without getting rid of this nonsense first. You are going to get the same result. Why would anybody want to be subjected into going to go and get PVC again? So they will be telling you about IRF, they will be telling you about BVAS again. They will tell you to go and collect PVC that they won't give to you. That even before the election at all, they've already disenfranchised half of you. Then on the day of election, they unleash violence on you. All of this, no single person has been convicted for electoral violence in this their election. They are now saying they are doing everything for legitimacy. And at the same time, to change the narrative. They are saying 2023 Charade is the best election in Nigeria. So I was like, no, you shouldn't subject people to that. If you are not willing to face the reality, which indeed is not going to be easy, there is no point in giving people, these people, giving them another expectation of maybe they can do it. Somebody sent me an email and said, Maiyegun, I disagree with you. I said, yeah, that's fine. To me, when I was reading, I said, that's great. It's good to disagree with me. You said, I am surprised, Maiyegun, that you are withdrawing your support for Obi simply because he's saying that they have to still keep it together and contest against Kolu in 2027. I said, listen to me, there was never a time on this platform that I announced to you that officially I I am supporting any of your presidential or electoral, whatever, in your 2023 election. No, 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 no. I was very clear. Here you get that, you know, you will be their what? Their karma. And I was right. And I've been right so far. You will not get their power. You will not get rid of them, but you will be their karma. So don't send me an email and say I am withdrawing my support for. No, 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 no. Don't mix it up. I have been very clear from the onset, but that's not even the point. The person now said, Maiyegun, nothing is permanent forever. Things can change. And Nigerians can actually do election and defeat Tinubu in 2027. I said, hey, I am not against your choice, you. The same set of you who believed that election could get rid of these criminals. Now you know better. Abi, some even believed that judiciary could do wonder. I said it's all going to come to the same thing. Now you know better. If your decision is that it is the first time, things may change, and by 2027, Nigerians will be more awake, then I am not against your illusion, no. But please don't hang it on me and say you are disappointed or you are surprised. Surprised in Utani. Do you get that? We are talking about Nigeria. You are talking about what you think, what you wish may happen later. You are seeing the obvious. You've tested it. You've seen it. You should realize that these are state-organized criminals. You must be willing and ready to go toe-to-toe with them. You must be willing and ready to give violence for violence, rigging for rigging, threat for threat. If you can't do that, stop deceiving people. That's what I meant. And guess what? That is what Datti Baba Ahmed unleashed last night. So close. They said Obi and Labour Party, instead of them to be rejecting Tinubu, that they should be, as opposition, they should be offering advice to Tinubu. That's what some of these widows are saying, you know. Here you get. They said Atiku and Obi, they should work with Tinubu to make Nigeria great. By, instead of condemning him, they should be offering him advice on how to make Nigeria work. I actually love what that guy did at the Arise studio last night. Datti Baba Ahmed. He said, I am not here to discuss or offer solution on economy, security, or Nigerian Naira, or whatever, anything. I am here to tell Nigerians that their country is gone. If you still want Nigeria, you would what? You will be willing to go out there and face these criminals. That's what he said. He said, for him who are no bio, they are done. Which is a little bit contradictory to what Obi himself said yesterday afternoon. Datti Baba Ahmed said, you cannot run a free and fair contest with those who have already captured Nigeria, captured the judiciary, captured your electoral body, INEC. And it is not by election anymore. He said it. I'm going to play it for you. He said it is not by elections anymore. That's for him and Obio. They are done. But when Nigerians are ready, through another unconventional, in fact, Mo starts. Starting with this, talking about what is next. You're going to like this guy. I promise you. Start with this.
By Peter Obi today. What was the point of it?
That the judgment eventually and ultimately from the Supreme Court stands accepted
largely because we can't do anything about it. We reject it, we disagree with it, and we cannot accept it, but it stands accepted because there is nothing we can do. That is the end of the road for Excellency Peter Obi and myself as candidates. But I think as this interview progresses, I will be able to tell you another point of view. And if I may just begin now, I'm not here to tell Nigerians that oil was discovered and we forgot about agriculture, or that there is unemployment leading to insecurity. I'm here to, for the sake of my country, say things that matter. I'm not here to regurgitate. I'm here to rescue Nigeria.
Well, let's move methodically in that regard, because before the swearing in of President Tinubu on May the 29th, I mean, to give this a bit of historical context, you were emphatic and clear and almost urgent in your call for Mr. Tinubu not to be sworn in. What were your fears and concerns? Because he's obviously been sworn in and the world hasn't come to an end, has it?
Nigeria may come to an end if the world doesn't come to an end. But very valid question. I feared for Tinubu himself, for himself, from himself. I feared for the reputation of Nigeria. You see, the international profile of global leaders has risen astronomically, to the extent that royals even discipline their own. Look at the profiles of gentlemen like Xi Jinping of China, all across the world. All of a sudden, we were faced with the dilemma of having to present to the world who our own president to be was. And I was one of those who knew that the answers were not good. The whole country would be put to shame. The last time I spoke, I nearly brought Tinubu's ambition to a screeching halt. This is evident by the events that followed immediately afterwards. One minister wrote the DSS on his company stationery. I don't know how that is possible. And another minister, skipped ECOWAS, skipped AU, and went all the way to Washington to report me. And Nobel laureate, a very, very senior citizen, inviting me to a national debate. And I'm not that smart enough, even though my dear good friend Chimamanda acted on my behalf. And then DSS coming out a week later, under duress, of course, you could see, to do the bidding of that minister. This shows they were scared. My simple point was that no constitution or any part thereof shall be breached in order to install a president. And if that is done, that presidency will remain unconstitutional. And I remain on this point. I pointedly say
by
That's the first part too. The presenter asked that you made some earth-shaking statements that Tinubu must not be sworn in. But he's been sworn in and the war doesn't come to an end. And his first response is, well, the world may not come to an end, but Nigeria may come to an end. That is a bold statement, a very bold one, which simply means it is the beginning. It is the beginning of an end. And a lot of us have already told you this. Times without number. You cannot run a country like this. Even if you are all pretending and lying to yourselves, there's going to be a time that you're going to stop lying to yourselves. And somebody said, Ahmed Datti is bolder, is more bold than Peter Obi. Others says, well, is from the part of Nigeria that has that kind of a privilege when it comes to Nigeria political tussle. Now, that was the beginning of the chat. Okay? He said, no matter all that happened, Nigerians need to know that Tinubu's government is unconstitutional, even after the Supreme Court's judgment. Here is another part from the same convo.
Presidents of Nigeria, 9 were not elected. 7 were, out of that 7, 1 still remains challenged, Alhaji Tinubu. Challenged. And that is because of the constitutional breach. Now, my attitude from day one was that based on experiences, let's forget anything electoral. I know the system deeply. My boss, Obi, knows the system deeply. Let's go for the constitutional point. Yes, of course, there is that issue of the forfeiture. There is the forgery. But the clearest one we could get was on the FCT point. Now, get that FCT point. Get him not sworn in. There are at least 2 other constitutional channels while sustaining democracy that we could have followed, but they wouldn't.
Right. Well, in that regard, it
yes.
must have been another aftershock for you then, because both the Election Petitions Tribunal and the Supreme Court have affirmed President Tinubu's victory. I wonder to what extent that has left you personally, politically shaken and unsure of the ground.
Point of correction.
You're talking about.
Point of correction. And this is where I respectfully differ. And it is within my fundamental human rights and constitutional rights to differ. The petition court and the Supreme Court, please quote me on this, did not actually affirm the success of Tinubu's presidency. They upheld the unconstitutionality of that election. And they are happy for it to remain so. And they have the power. Nobody can do anything about it. That is why we said it is an unreasonable show of force. If there was something we could do, we would stop it. But we are law-abiding citizens. That is why I'm here sitting with you today and still complaining. I was not shaken one bit. I will never be shaken by certificate forgery, by forfeited money over narcotics. I will never be shaken by IREV switched off in the middle of the game when they saw us winning. Labour Party won 2023 presidential elections. No doubt about it. They are cheats, they are bullies, and they have taken full advantage of the situation in Nigeria. When you ask me what is the situation in Nigeria, I will go ahead and tell you some fundamental things that say why we are in this situation today. Right. Can I go ahead?
Yeah, but let me...
Presidents of Nigeria, 9 were not...
Are you following that, yeah? Or you've already seen it? All right. We are picking his words now. Okay? Datti Baba Ahmed said, the Supreme Court of Nigeria did not validate Tinubu's election. They only validate the unconstitutionality, the charade, which means he still stands on the fact that Tinubu's government or presidency is illegitimate. Do you understand why they want him arrested? And why their reactions to Peter Obi's press conference yesterday was so quick? But since last night, we've only been hearing the voices of the APC, from the fringes. They've not made any official statement from Tinubu, but Ezibida Bayo Nonuga responded to Peter Obi yesterday. But I'm coming back. Tinubu's government is illegitimate and is standing on that. Like I said, it is step by step. So what's he going to say to Nigerians then? So what's going to be next then? How are they going to then deal with this then? More questions. He has the answers.
The big picture. We say democracy is government. Well, let me just go. Democracy is not government of the people, for the people, by the people. Democracy is government of the people who have earned their rights, for the people who can protect their constitution, by the people who can exercise civil liberties.
So given what
when they say people,
right,
what kind of people? The people who will fold their arms while their constitution is violated, then democracy is not for you. I have said it. It belongs to only those who can practice it with due respect.
So
just hold on.
Right. I was going to ask you what your assessment of the state of democracy is in Nigeria, given what you just said.
It is poor. The people have to wake up to the challenges. For a people that are ready to accept anything, then anything will happen to them. Again, in quotes. You see, a fraction of 1% difference in a political DNA of a society can spell the difference between servitude and freedom. Last year you saw it. Indian farmers sat in a location for 1 year because of one obnoxious government policy until Indian government reversed it. Before the war in Israel, Israelis were in the street for 16 weeks, counting. You can count so many other countries. Nigerians are not yet ready to do this. As I'm speaking to you, the likes of my former friend who would say it's treason, is all that, I am educating Nigerians. Rise up for your rights. No justice of Supreme Court will give you democracy.
Yeah,
you have to go out.
But they're not going to be able to reverse that, are they?
They will.
I mean, they
Nigerians,
can't.
This is
Constitutionally,
no. Constitutional and legal. And this is where I differ. With all modesty, okay, I don't mind being alone on this, but I know I'm not breaking any law, and I have never had a criminal record.
So what are you actually calling on the people to do? I'm trying to understand what you're saying.
I'm getting to that.
Sure.
Just
that we're running out of time. So
I'm saying that, and again, this is instructive. I'm saying that we, the people that stood to form the Nigerian...
Just wait for it. So that was the moment he actually re-echoed everything that we have been saying on this program too. Nigeria and Nigerians are people who can take anything until they are ready not to take all of this anymore. There is absolute nothing that anybody can do. That's what he just said there. But they wanted him to be clear. What are you trying to say? The Supreme Court justices, Nigeria judiciary, they have been captured too. The institutions that are meant to prevent all of this, they have been captured. If you don't take back your freedom and liberty, and you continue to choose servitude, nobody is going to do it for you. It's going to tell you now. I'm going to let you listen to that too. You can take everything. She's been on 4 years. Akata in 8 years. And another person can come and do it. They can take anything. But Datti Baba Ahmed is not mincing his words. He is very, very clear. And he is saying, I am educating Nigerians. Democracy has been taken away from you. You are living in servitude. And whatever you like, call it. Just know that you have a choice in what is happening to you. You take it to endure it, or you resist it and fight back. So what is Datti asking you to do here? Listen to this.
This is instructive. I'm saying that we, the people that stood to form the Nigerian Constitution today, it is not over. For we, the people, power is that which remains standing when there is nothing to oppose it. A leader is he who remains followed when there is nobody to challenge. Authority is that which is implemented when there is nothing to stop it. They have the leaders in place now with wielding authority with political power. But power and sovereignty belongs to the Nigerian people, we the people, on whose behalf an elected government is exercising that authority. Now, where the people are dissatisfied with the rulings of their courts, they own Nigeria. Alhaji Tinubu does not own Nigeria. Peter Obi does not own Nigeria.
Yeah, but the
Nigerians on the streets own Nigeria.
But the APC,
listen, I'm getting to the point.
The APC would argue that you don't own Nigeria either. That you have a portion of the electorate that voted for you.
I'm not telling you it is not over. I'm telling you it is not over. For Peter Obi and me, it is over. For we, the people, the Nigerian people, at any point in time, they can take back Nigeria. Especially where their constitution has been violated. Especially where all that the Supreme Court ended up doing was to sustain the unconstitutionality of a certain election.
Let me come in here, because between now and 2027, which is when the next presidential election is due, how do you think things will play out? And what role do you see yourself and Peter Obi and the Labour Party playing in that?
When the Nigerian people rise to defend their constitution, anything can happen. And
well, that sounds quite a bit worryingly frightening.
We are in a worryingly frightening situation. I told you I'm not here to repeat what you've been hearing. And I was prepared to come here. I have never had a criminal record. I love my peace. And I'm repeating that when the Nigerian people decide, Nigeria is theirs for the taking. And any fraudulently elected government, is fair game for them. Nigerian people have the right, the constitutional right. As we speak now, DSS can go and interpret. They have lawyers there, police, IG, and everybody can go and interpret. The Nigerian people have that power, not Obi or Atiku or anybody. Nigerian people have the power at any point in time to take their country. All they have to do, not even seek approval. They give notice.
It's interesting.
And listen. You turn away the barrel of your guns, away from the Nigerian people, and point them at the enemies of Nigeria. This country belongs to Nigerians.
Well, you've made that point.
When Nigerians decide, but if they want to practice democracy, they will take this country. It has happened before. The military decided they took Nigeria for so long, they fixed Nigeria and handed it back. Now, whoever thinks that the Supreme Court will give democracy from any courtroom, the way it appears now is mistaken.
It's interesting.
Nigerians have to go out.
Right, you've made that point.
Nigerians have to go out and democracy. And this is not a treasonable comment.
Right.
I am not a careless person. I have never.
So you've thought the things you're saying through.
I thought it through very, very well.
Well,
this is the Constitution is made by Nigerian people. The Supreme Court is a sub of one chapter that the Nigerian people constitutionally came out that we the people. And the same Constitution says that no person or groups of persons shall take over the governance of Nigeria or any part thereof except as prescribed by this Constitution. And go and read the Constitution of Nigeria. The serving Alhaji Tinubu Malam Shetima government breaches the Nigerian Constitution.
Right. Okay. Can I come in here for a minute?
Yes.
Because you mentioned Kashim.
Did you hear that? He said his statement will be instructive. When the presenter was trying to make him talk about 2027 of the next election, and he said, no, you can never have an election in this place. It's impossible. Because if you think you have an election and you go to their courts, judiciary is not going to grow. So people need to go on the streets. That's what he said. And when they do, it's been done before. And he also used the military. Then his statement is that if truly the Constitution of Nigeria that said we the people is indeed about the people, then this Constitution has been violated by Tinubu Shetima and the Supreme Court of Nigeria. The people have the right to be on the streets, even though it is late. He initially said that should have been the action the day they were making those false announcement at 4 a.m. in the morning. INEC announcing Tinubu winner at 4 a.m. in the morning should have already trigger a national shutdown. But it is not too late, according to him, because those who have done all of this have violated your Constitution, and you have every right to shut them down. Before I proceed, make I quickly add some clarity here. I've been a proviso, ni won't pay. Out of everything Datti Baba Ahmed said, or he has been saying since we started this program, on this one of the constitutional power of Nigerians that he is referring to, I think we need some clarity. The Constitution of Nigeria was not written by Nigerians. There was no any referendum on that document. It was a decree made by the military that was handing over power to the civilian based on their own believed architectural design of what Nigeria, or structural design of what Nigeria should be like. Nigerians were never asked. In fact, the civilian government that the military put together in 1999, headed by Obasanjo, they did not see the content of that 1999 constitution until the day of his swearing in. Nigerians didn't write the constitution. In fact, the constitution says Nigerian government can violate all of the right they said you have in that constitution and nothing will happen. Yes, it says that if the government says you don't have that right, you don't. Of course, Matt, I'll show you now, in case if you don't know 1999 constitution, few things you should know about 1999 constitution. a little bit of a digression quickly.
Ten things you never knew about the 1999 Constitution. Did you know that the 1999 Constitution was promulgated by the Military Decree 24 of 1999? And to think of it, this 1999 Constitution was never subjected to a referendum.
Did you also know that this 1999 Constitution was written by a selected few that never got the consent of the indigenous nationalities or its representation?
Did you know that after writing the 1999 Constitution, it was hidden from the public until after the inauguration of President Obasanjo in 1999?
Funny enough, this 1999 Constitution was not printed by the government press or any known printers in 1999.
Did you know that the 1999 Constitution created a unitary government as against the projected federal government, and this forged an inefficient over-centralized government, as well as creating a centralized judiciary whom has never been autonomous?
In all this, did you know that this 1999 Constitution falsely and maliciously claims that the indigenous nationalities willingly handed over their lands and resources to the federal government?
And interestingly, did you know that the 1999 Constitution calls state governors chief security officers, but at the same time centralized all the security agencies and denies these state governors control over any of the security agencies?
And finally, do you know that the illegitimate 1999 Constitution in Section 6, subsection 6C, absolves the government from liabilities regarding rights of the citizens as provided in Chapter 2, making this right not justifiable?
This and many more are the reasons why corruption, unaccountability, incompetence, and insecurity are institutionalized in Nigeria.
Did you know all that? If you have taken your time to read it very much, you realize that everything written inside that place was pretty much unitary in nature. And in fact, in practice. So if Datti Baba Ahmed is saying that that same constitution that is not written by Nigerians gives them the power to take down an illegitimate government, I think I have questions. And I believe you know my questions. Or should I say I have objection? You see, using that 1999 Constitution as, what do you call it? As your right to challenge the criminals and what they have forced on you, is pretty much like saying that you actually have no right to challenge them if you read it very well. We have told you to trash that trashy book. It is the beginning and the end of Nigeria. Trash it and ask Nigerians if the indigenous people of Nigeria, ask them if they really want to be part of Nigeria and under what arrangement. I support everything he said. The presenter actually asked him at a point, that but they've given your brother appointments now. Shitty man has given your brother appointment. He said, listen to me. Listen, I'm not my brother. Okay, if they like, they can go and give all the Datti Baba Ahmed family. They can give all of them appointments. It won't change anything. Because I will never stop calling Tinubu the drug dealer. And I have certificate forger. And I will not stop calling on Nigerians to take back their country when they are ready. Until then, well, it's over to you. Listen to that part. A quick one.
Opponents such as yourself, his brother, does that rub you up the wrong way, given all the things you've just said about that government? Your own brother is now working for them?
Charles, I am after the government. I'm not after appointment. I am after the president and the vice president who were fraudulently elected, unconstitutionally elected. I cannot come down to speak about any appointment. He is by far my senior brother. So there's no way to say he's an adult or he has his own rights or his own life to live. Our politics are completely detached. And in fact, it is his boss I know, not him. And his boss, since you brought this question, he is not exactly a responsible gentleman. With all the things they've been doing, now you brought up this issue, I didn't want to talk about it. You see, they attempted something on my safety, on my security, and I was able to find out 10 minutes to time. And God's so kind, I was able to avoid. They tried to get me into one of those yellow houses down the road, get people to come and arrest me there, and use that to rig the judgment. I became so inquisitive, and I dodged within 10 minutes, only for me to come and find out, based on strong suspicion, where it came from. And with what I see, then the strangulations in Lagos in the past, yes, they happened, and they were for a reason. The people gunned down in Borno State, it happened, and yes, it was for a reason. I think Peter Obi and myself have been lucky to have stood today to give that press conference. So the least, taking my senior brother to give him an appointment, is the least of my worries. I am not worried about any appointment.
Right. Well, let me bring in another.
If he likes, he can go and take the entire Baba Ahmeds and give them ministers. I don't mind.
Well, let me try.
I will still.
You'll still stand by the things you say.
It is an unconstitutionally
which is
Supreme
impressive that you stand firmly by your beliefs.
Yes.
But you were called fascist by the Nobel laureate Professor Wole Soyinka because you and Peter Obi claimed you had won the election. He used those words. He accused you of trying to force a lie on the Nigerian people. How much did that broadside affect you, coming from someone with such a stature as Wole Soyinka?
Please, I respect him too much, and I have more important issues to discuss. Let's go to another question.
Right, so you don't want to talk
I don't
about
talk
it.
about
Okay,
Soyinka. Come back to Shetima, and I'll talk about Shetima.
Well, let me talk about something.
A very irresponsible gentleman.
Let me talk about something that is
Be he
imminent.
the vice president or whatever that he is, I'm telling you that he has conducted himself in so many ways in these 6 months that demean the office of vice president, and I'm not happy about it, especially the way he's been treating our elder, Atiku Abubakar. For God's sake, Atiku Abubakar is getting to 80. He is by no measure of imagination Shetima's mate. How can Shetima come out and say that the Kanuris crack jokes with Fulanis, therefore he's going to retire him to Dubai or Morocco? And these are very personal issues. What kind of an irresponsible statement is that to make?
Well, I am not privy to having said that. For him having said
and
that.
it is true. And
obviously,
true.
the vice president's
office. So what I'm saying is that leave Soyinka out.
Yeah.
Bring who matters to me like Shetima, bring Alhaji Tinubu. Look, even Tinubu, I have much respect for Tinubu. You heard Shawari criticizing me for me calling Tinubu uncle. I call him uncle where I said, you saw the picture that I went to greet him in the mosque, and they said that I went to plead. No, it's just respect. But the fact that I respect his age doesn't mean that I will not call him a drug dealer.
Yeah, well,
or a certificate forger.
Well, I don't think you should call him those things unless you have
That is why I said do not
evidence and
swear him in.
Yeah,
the evidence is there.
Yeah, but can I just make the point that on Arise News, they have a right to reply to the things that you said.
One of them will come tomorrow.
And we're giving them that.
One of them will come tomorrow. Let them come and say that.
We're giving them that right.
Let them come and say that he didn't forfeit $460,000.
Well, let
them come and say that the
I want to tackle you. I want to bring up issues, and I don't mean to interrupt you. My apologies, but I want to deal with issues because we've got about 5 minutes.
70 years old man. Jesus is Lord.
Datti Baba Abed. And I'm going to pick his words again. Because to me, I am somebody who always speak people's words. process them and understand them very well. It's not just all the buzzword, everything there. No, there are others. Now here, he was talking about Chetima, and he was also talking about a minister who hired DSS to arrest him, pressuring DSS. Now, this is Datti Baba Ahmed, who is from the northern block of power brokers of Nigeria. He comes from the region of the owners of Nigeria. He has that privilege, no doubt. You know me say they no go rubbish am, but for a Yoruba man to rubbish a northerner, it is not that simple, especially when they believe that for them to access power or for them to keep power, they must indeed go and prostrate for them in northern Nigeria. But again, we shall know that he has that privilege. Peter Obi doesn't. Even though Peter Obi is more popular than Datti Baba Ahmed, Datti Baba Ahmed has more privilege in the Nigeria hierarchy than Peter Obi. Obi is Igbo. Datti Baba Ahmed is Fulani. From his own father or grandfather came from Mauritania, Abina, Mauritius, Mauritania. The Fulanis that came to Nigeria. So he is a descendant of the Fulanis that came to Nigeria. So the Fulanis who have managed to learn the art of cutting power for decades. He enjoys that privilege, no doubt. Sure you get. So he's able to know that they are pressurizing DSS to take him. Then he was also talking about a yellow house down the road where they planned to also kidnap him. And he said, Shetima was behind it. That Shetima decided to go and pick his brother after attempting to kill him. But he didn't say it that way. But if you pick that his words, you will remember. So he asked a pastor, when they asked him about Wole Soyinka, Confessor Soyinka Gbajue, he said, let's talk about something more important. I don't want to talk about him. Out of respect, I respect him. So bring me Alhaji Tinubu and Shitty Man. These are those I want to talk about, please. And he said, Shitty Man has been behaving so badly in the last 6 months, disrespecting Atiku and all that. Then he said something that Shitty Man said he was only joking. It's a Kanuri Fulani joke. And listen to that joke. Kanuris are indigenous people to Nigeria. Shitty Man is a Kanuri man. I know a lot of you who have sort of ascribed Fulani to him. Shitty Man is not a Fulani. He is a Kanuri from Borno. Now, Atifku is Fulani. So, the joke that Datti Baba Ahmed took offense in from Shitty Man is a joke of, we will send you to Morocco. We will send you to Mauritania. Which means, when we are ready. But what Shitty Man said was, they will retire Atifku to Dubai, or they will send him to Morocco or Cameroon, and they will buy him cows and goats for Atiku to be rearing goats as Fulani. A Kaduri man making that joke, and a Fulani man took offense, like, how dare he? So within themselves, they do joke that, you know what I mean? Except for their Fulani elite, so sure you understand. And man, it is a long story. So we'll come back from there. So, and he said, listen, there is nothing that they give to the people around me or what have you, or every effort to try to shut me down or up, that will make me stop calling Tinubu drug dealer. And Charles was trying to say, but you know, you can't call him that without evidence. How dare you, Charles? Why would you say that? Nigeria media, I understand the fact that Tinubu's government is coming after you. Of course, I don't know how long you are going to be on air, Arise Television, Arise News, right? But we can see the fear in all of you. And this is not really on you. It should be on them, the bullish state capture criminals, Tinubu. So it's now over to you, ladies and gentlemen. Because you know what the PDP said? They said, with this Datti, and Peter Obi's press conference, Tinubu's government, they get problem for handle. And we are talking about those who are going to go after you on everything. Every day, every minute, every hour, they are not moving on. And with the Datti Baba Ahmed like that, if he continues to talk, it's just going to be a matter of time. Now, PDP, they talk that one, they'll say, obediently, Tinubu should just get ready for a traumatic, restless, painful, sleepless 4 years as he's going to subject the rest of you. He himself no go get peace. Because with this now, it can't be like they don't light all of the gas now. You can't gaslight them anymore. They are coming for you. That's what PDP said. PDP is holding on. Okay? That, you know what? Let's hold off. And I kind of would agree, because there are those who have genuinely continued to, even like after all that happened, they continued to expose this Tinubu's propaganda. Like, you can't say you rig election, you do all of that with propaganda. You cannot run a country with propaganda, even if you rig yourself in by propaganda. If you read the description of this broadcast, there is a part there that I actually mentioned the issue of Naira dollar. And I was like, I actually thought the 1 billion, I be $1.5 billion that they took from the Afrexim Bank a week ago, that they decided to start giving $20 million to some selected banks. So as then, you know, then they activated their propaganda machines. The propaganda machines that says Tinubu has pumped $6.8 billion to clear the backlog, forex backlog. A lot of you read about it. Some of you were pointing there. You, this Maiyegun, are you not happy that the dollar is going down? Are you not happy? At least let us breathe now. I say, it won't tell me. You want Naira and dollar. I mean, you want dollar to go down so bad so that your business can be going fine. I want that for you too. But you cannot use voodoo economy to give Naira some imaginary Viagra. So Naira can't they pump. When the Viagra expired, oh yeah, Naira, how far? It don't they disappoint again. Then you want to think it is because I don't wish you well. I do wish you well. If your currency is ruined, it is to nobody's advantage, not even me. I've said this many times. You cannot fix a problem by using propaganda, not even economic problem. You can't. You have to make some substantial investment in your economy, and then you will wait. And when I mean wait is that when you invest substantial, you have to do that consistently. All of this waste all of this wasteful spending, they are never going to make your naira great or strong. Prayers and prayer points will make it strong. I was so clear. I was even so clear where they were getting the money from. And I said, what will happen if they finish the money? You thought I didn't wish you well. You thought I'm happy that your currency is losing so much value. Inflation is killing businesses, jobs, and people are falling into. Do you think I'm actually happy? I am calling your attention to why you are not listening. A lot of you are not listening. You are not. You are more interested in my tone and every other projection you might have. I am telling you why you are going through hell in Nigeria right now. To stop it, it simply means they have to stop the stealing. They have to stop the propaganda. They have to make real life investment in education, in healthcare, in infrastructure, especially electricity, in manufacturing. There's no magic, and you cannot do that overnight. You can't do that a week. You can't do that 6 months. In fact, if they started 6 months ago, genuinely investing in your economy, all of the troubled part of your economy, those places where people are about to lose their jobs, if they keep pumping the money into them, right, with new regulations to ease businesses, it will take you over 2 years. Consistent investment in Monso. It's not one time. It's not all this wururu to the answer. I'm talking about investing over 80% of your money, your budget, in Nigeria. Consistently for straight 5 years. Nigeria no get money. They are still borrowing money. They are printing money. And they are sharing it. And you are thinking, borrowing $1 billion somewhere to put in some banks and tell people to go there. Money is in the banks now. Go there. They will change it for you for 900 naira to $1. Go there. They will change it for 800. And you think that is not voodoo economy. I said, when that money finish, what is going to happen to naira? I didn't know that it's going to happen so fast. In a space of 4 days, naira gained about 300 naira to $1. From 1,280 naira to $1. It fell sharply in 4 days to 980 naira to $1. And as you know, APC, Egbekegbe, the same way they destroyed Nigeria economy, Nigeria currency, everything. They took Nigeria naira from 145 naira to $1. They took it to 1,280 naira to $1. And they started celebrating when these guys borrowed money. This is not even like money they made, they borrowed it with interest. Propaganda, they added propaganda to it. Now they have shared the money. I think it's empty now. Suddenly, from 950 naira to $1, it has now jumped to over 1,125 naira to $1. So all the prayer warriors, they will need to go back to the mountains and pray that Tinubu and his gang, they will find another 1 billion, be 2 billion. Now 3 billion they ask. They asked for 3 billion 3 months ago. Okay? And the agreement was that once they give them the dollars, this Afrexim Bank, they will bring their business partners to Nigeria and they will take crude oil worth of that dollars they are giving to your government. Robbing Peter to pay Paul. Robbing Janet to pay Jane. I'll be robbing Jane to pay Janet. Some are saying that, Baba, forget it. They are robbing Peter. They are robbing Paul. They are robbing Jane. They are robbing Janet. They don't pay anybody back. Go out there and check. They know they have not been making the economic policies in the last 6 months. Maiyegun, let us be happy for once. I want you to be happy. But you cannot be happy when you are being fed with propaganda and you are not interested in looking at the details. So when you now turn around, they will say, they have started ordering the dollars again. All these wicked people we don't want Nigeria to go to be great. Who are those people? Tinubu and his gang. they borrowed money in your name with interest. They put them in their banks. They call their friends, the money is there. Go and take it now. So all of a sudden, they all have access to the dollars. Within a week, they don't finish them. So what will you be praying for now? If you don't want the dollar to go to 1,200, 1,003, 1,004, 1,500 before December, your prayer now, as you are all prayer warriors, is to pray that they will borrow them another money so that you can wake up tomorrow and they can tell you, Naira has gained again. Today, it is now 1,050 Naira to $1 and you'll be celebrating. It is called voodoo economy. It never reflects in the real economy. It doesn't. So ask yourself, why are these not reflecting in your economy? Why are the market prices are not going down? At least they are mostly what? Depending on this dollar or no dollar. People where they be fish seller for Abeokuta, they don't enter streets. Look at them.
We want our president to find solution for this thing that is happening for our fish sellers. We are fish sellers, and we want our president to find the solution. The Chinese is now 77,000.
People are not buying it.
The people that are buying it is few.
Okay, they are few.
Yes.
So you are not making sales.
Yes. That is what they are fighting for.
Oh my God,
Tisebo, Atisete, Atisete, Atin Parotipe, Atisete, Tito, Dimo, Dodo, Simon, Atisete, Otisete, Kagwa de Falare, Atisete, Kagwe de Falare, Atisete, Adajo, Paro, Tori Owo, Atisete, Otilu, Paron, Tori Bo, Atisete, Udo, Minster, Atisete, Atisete, Tiangara,
What shall I say unto the Lord?
Yes, Lord.
All I have to say,
Thank you, Lord.
What
shall I say? Thank you,
Is thank you, Lord. I am not mocking you. I will use you when you're Nigerian, when you finally, when you can no longer hold it anymore, when you can no longer pretend anymore. You will either grab your phone and you will speak your truth into that phone. That video of your frustration, it will get to me. And I will use your video to remind all of others who believed that religion, ethnic, tribe are more important to them than good governance, real infrastructure, no corruption, a real functional country that actually values their lives and gives to them a good standard of living, right? I will use you as an example because look at me. People will talk, say, when they sing on your mandate, they shall stand. On your mandate, they shall stand. On his mandate, Bola, on his mandate, Bola, on his mandate, they shall stand. Baba, they know they stand anymore. They don't they trek. Those who are older among them, the Yoruba Lokon. I told you, I remember that very well on this platform. I said, you are not smart, if you decided that you are participating in Nigeria's charade and tribe, ethnic, religion are more important to you. You are not smart. If you are from southern Nigeria, you are as dumb as a doorbell. I said, you know they learn. Look at Bokwari. Bokwari rode on the back of the terrorism in northern Nigeria. You know what they said, Ini? They said if a northerner was president of Nigeria, he will never open his eyes and allow terrorists to kill northerners. I remember that very well. If you ever decided to mobilize or vote against Bokwari in northern Nigeria in 2015, it was almost like a blasphemy. You could be killed. In fact, people were killed for going against Bokwari. He was presented as all the northerners wanted. The jihadists want him. They wanted him. The religious fundamentalists, they wanted him. They said he is a Muslim, okay? He is a Boko Haram sympathizer himself. He has pushed their agenda many times and stood up to fight for them. It was a Bokwari who said, Nigeria military killing the Boko Haram is violating their fundamental human rights. What was the difference between Boko Haram and Niger Delta militants? This Bokwari was the one who said that, right? So Bokwari became president of Nigeria. Northern Nigeria became poorer. More northerners were slaughtered. 25 northerners from Katsina State, they were killed today by the Fulani terrorists. 25 indigenous people in Katsina. That is where Bokwari comes from. They kidnapped, under Bokwari, they kidnapped the village head of Bokwari. And I said, when you thought, because he's a Muslim, at least, is going to do the right thing because your religion said he's a Muslim. Or because he's a northerner, he's not going to look away and let people steal the money that belongs to the people. He's not going to look away and allow terrorists to be taking northerners into bondage. Have you forgotten me? They kidnapped Chibok girls. And the whole world was going to collapse on, the world collapsed on Goodluck Egberejo anyway. Because of Chibok, organized terrorism by this APC. Now they came to power, and they started normalizing mass kidnappings. School children were massively kidnapped. A whole village were massively kidnapped. Northerners, terrorism became industrialized. They were now telling northerners and the rest of Nigeria to get used to it. Learn how to live with your killers was what Bokwari said. The northern Nigeria that thought all they needed was a northerner. All they needed was a Muslim. All they needed was somebody who was not corrupt. They choose a jobless, corrupt, illiterate mannequin. Megadi. 8 years after, there are more burial grounds, graveyards in northern Nigeria than schools, hospitals, or roads, all combined. There are more northerners in captivity today in the hands of terrorists, operating in Nigeria, more Nigerians than ever. More northerners. More northerners are living as refugees in the worst place you can even think of. There are Nigerians who are, there are over 500,000 Nigerians who are refugees in Niger Republic. There are over 100,000 Nigerians, northerners who are refugees in Cameroon. There are over there are over 200,000 Nigerians who are refugees in Chad. They were running away from terrorists in Nigeria. 8 years of Bokwari, it didn't save their lives. I said they are shouting Emilokon, Emilokon. Do you really think because you are a Yoruba man, Emilokon, Emilokon is about you? If you are not dull or dumb or slow, if they say Yoruba Lokon, do you think they are talking about Yoruba you, Yoruba Tielo Soni? They are talking about themselves. And now a lot of you are beginning to see it now. Yoruba Lokan. Now you realize that, you see, Tinubu and his family and his clan, and those who are ready to help them enslave you. I want Lokan. I'll go back to that Abeokuta again. They voted for Tinubu. They are now having to protest because they can no longer, they are fish sellers. People can no longer afford to buy fish. People can no longer afford to buy fish. To the point that now fish seller, they protest because they have no patronage anymore in the country of Kolu. Those who talk say they won't drink my tears. This is where you know that you cannot afford money for fish. Sure, you can afford money for garisha. Gari. Because if you are going to drink gari or soak gari with my tears, you must be able to have money to afford or be able to afford gari. As for Eja, inyeti kurombe. And it is just the beginning. So early for all of this now.
We want our president to find solution for this thing that is happening for our fish sellers. We are fish sellers, and we want our president to find the solution. The Chinese is now 77,000.
People are not buying again.
The people that are buying it is few.
Okay, they are few.
Yes.
So you are not making sales.
Yes. That is what we are fighting for.
Oh, madam.
Olórí burúkú ni wọ́n aládẹ̀wò ẹ kórí burúkú ẹ bá Nàìjíríà jẹ ráìsì wọn ráìsì di 1.3 foreign rice tá a tún à ń jẹ yìí kò sí ohun rẹ̀ ń jẹun ohun dájú táwọn à ń jẹ lọ kò ní yẹ yan ó parí. Ó dàbẹ̀ kórí.
So that's part of it too. If you are watching me from Ogun State, one Bangboshe came yesterday that I should be ashamed of myself for showing you the roads and then, the serenity of Glasgow. Now, you see that Olori Bruku Bangboshe, if you are watching me, I hope you don't have a child, and I actually hope you do have a child in Taswed. Taye Solarin University of Education, Ijagun, Ogun State. They themselves have now joined the League of Other Institutions in Nigeria that have increased their tuition. I mean, inflation is everywhere. There is no funding from the state government anymore. Dubious Dapo, the man that is spending over 1.8 billion naira on security votes alone in Ogun State every month. Dubious Dapo cannot fund education. APC, Egbekegbe will want you and your children to remain subpar or low par so that you can continue to serve them. I mean, look at those who even manage to get the education anyway. Are they not subpar and low par right now in Nigeria with the economic hardship that they have been exposed to? Anyway, from 65,000 naira tuition, students in Ijagun, they will pay as much as 240,000 naira tuition. Here is when you begin to now tell yourselves that Yoruba to lo to sopokon, ko ise Yoruba tie. When they say Yoruba Lokon, they are not talking about the schools of your children. They are not talking about the healthcare of your aged and your children, even your own healthcare. They are not talking about the infrastructures that will improve your lives. They are talking about their own turn to loot Nigeria. And looting Nigeria will continue to have its own adverse effects on everyone that is in that contraption called Nigeria, including you as a Yoruba man or woman. Would you mean that everybody no ma collecti? Now, this is where you begin to understand and continue. They told you about a student loan, remember? Maiyegun is enemy of progress. Who told you it was a lie? Well. Start with this. Supplementary budgets, like Obi said, should have been a special budget put together to quickly fix or confront a challenge, economic challenge, that is one, unexpected, and two, was not prepared for or planned for or sort of a budgeted for in your budget. Then you can quickly just put all of those things together, seek for monetary budget, supplementary budget as they call it, Abi, and face them. Baba, they took 2.1 trillion naira, and they gave 0 naira to healthcare. They took 2.1 trillion naira, and they gave 5.5 billion naira for student loan in a country that, if truly student loan is for all Nigerians, Abi, even that 2 trillion naira, no go cover them. But they managed to dip a big hole inside that money before they could finally give you 10.5 billion naira. Now, I pray that with all this increment everywhere, all of una, where the thing end, shock, and you don't even know how to deal with it yet, I advise you to begin to look for website of education bank, and I pray, because I know what this means. So majority of you are going to leave school. You are going to forget us. That's it for you, unfortunately. But to some of you, before you give up, I am praying as well. I'm praying for you that if Numbu that 10.5 billion, they go put them inside the bank, and it is going to be that 10.5 billion go they will share for you, and it is not 10.5 billion to actually set up the bank, and then they will wait for money to give to you as student loan. Because I have been thinking, people are going through a lot in Nigeria right now, paying their bills, school fees of their children, house rent. In fact, commuting to work to go and earn something has become a hard thing right now in Nigeria. And nobody is spared. Whether you are APC or PDP or Labour or BD, it doesn't matter. Everyone is affected. Everyone. And so many people are trying to adjust. Nigerians, they're adjusting. How you they cope? Now it's everything. Baba, we are thanking God. We are managing. Are you sure? We are managing. But anything where you get to, Baba, I cannot lie to you. If I see any help from you, I will take it. My own friends that will never ask me for money. The friends where I have for Niger, friends with me and they take do big boy for UK. I'm talking about friends that for the past 12 years, I have no bank account in Nigeria and I have no intention of having one. Now, these my friends, I go just say, hello, Benga. Sorry, help me send 100,000 to this account. I know even they ask, say, you still get 100,000? Because I know what they are doing with their life. These are guys who are managing in Nigeria. Majority of them are now, I talk about this all the time. So they, we know ourselves. I'm like, I understand, Baba. I'll let you know if I have anything to, I'll see what I can do too. That is how bad it is in Nigeria. So I have this as my own experience. So, and knowing these guys, and knowing what they are capable of doing, I don't think that 10.5 billion is actually money they want to share to all of you that are going to go back to school or can never go back to school anymore now. I don't know. The money may just be to build office, to buy shares, and to pay those ones who are going to be their staff they are going to hire. Last, they will tell you they are waiting for allocation. Millions of you are going to face the first may Nigeria not happen to you challenge, the real one. After all you have put in acquiring education, see where they then take enter you. You are in 300 level, 400 level. After all the sacrifices, now, for some people, and I hope you see, you actually get help. And to those of you, the Yoruba Ronukus, I hope that this student loan, it is not to open shop. It is actually to give it to you. I know it's not going to be enough. Maybe they will give you. So, for the people in Southwest, they said that since the government is no longer giving them any funding, you may read it in the budget. 16 billion for education. Shishi no they go inside education per se. Other than for them to quickly mount block, paint them, and they'll say and take pictures and say the governor has renovated over 1,000 schools in the last 4 years, as if to say that 1,000 block of classrooms are in the entire place. Abi? So the university management, they said, they are now putting all of that burden on their students. Since economy done the hard, and from the money is what they pay their salary. They pay the salary of their workers. Can you even believe that? So from that 240,000 naira, some people are paying 195,000 though. Some their own school fees in the Jagu now has jumped from maybe 35,000 to maybe 160,000 though. So people are paying between 160,000 to 240,000 for courses and the degree that you are actually not go get job. It's not that all this money you want to spend and they're asking from you. The moment you leave the school, you're going to get a job, a better life, and you can put all of this behind you. Now, I'm not wishing it on you. I have seen it in it. And if you don't think it can happen to you, I agree. I believe you. But you know those ones where they do bus drivers, Okada riders, graduates that are doing keke marua, that are now saying, I regret, I wish I have been doing this instead of wasting my time going to school. They also believe that it's not going to happen. They believe that once they get that degree, if I enter, they know they call them labor market anymore. You know, say Nigeria is a religious place, Abi. Their pastors and others, they told them, don't call it labor market. If you call it labor market, you are going to be laboring. I want you to say favor market, favor market. I remember, I don't know what they do now. When I was growing up, they told us to be praying for favor markets after graduation, not labor market. It was a thing then. Now favor market. I'm about to enter favor market. Which one be favor market? I'm a child of God. I'm about to enter favor market. You enter labor market to look for a job? No, we don't call it labor. We call it favor. Last, those who get the favor, they got job. Those who enter the favor market with them, some of them 10, 15 years after. Baba? Now the same story. I'm not mocking you. I'm just saying that look around you. Look at their intentional reason why they want to ensure that you don't get that education. They don't want educated country. And you are in that country where the person who is your president is a certificate forger. So, an interest in education. Do you think he gives a damn about your education? Do you think so? Anyway, I'll leave it at that. Remember this face. Her name is Adejoke Orelope Adefulire. She is the former deputy governor of Lagos State. She is Fashola's deputy. A lot of you should remember her now. Fashola and Adefulire. She was Fashola's deputy at the time. Then afterward, when the change people came in, she got appointed to do what, you know, those is they call Millennium Development Goal. SDGs, what do they call this one? Structural Development Goals. She was appointed special advisor to Bokuwari. Now, 2 weeks to the end of Bokuwari set, no, you know what happened? What a man can do, a woman can do better. She transferred, look at this, so she transferred 147 million naira, 467 naira to a restaurateur's account, bank account. And this restaurateur, all right, she's neither, she's Ezekwesili, something Ezekwesili. Now, the money was for construction of some blocks of classrooms at Ajeromi, a fellow do something primary school or so in Olodiami Apapa. So the money for that structure was 147.1 million. So when they transferred the money, it went straight into the bank account. Oh, I actually had the picture earlier. I'm going to go get it. So the money was transferred into the bank account of a restaurant in Abuja to build the structures. Now, 6 months after, it was discovered that there was no structure built. Not just that, the person they gave the money to actually denied that she is aware of such money. Are you with me? So the name of the hotel, let me see if I have that again here. Just give me 1 second though. I think I've seen it. So it is I'm gonna, yeah. It's called Enseno Global Venture. You got that? It's an hotel in Abuja. It's a restaurant, rather, in Abuja. So the journalist who was asking that question, FIJ, they discovered that there was no structure built in that place that it was awarded to be built. They reached out to the restaurant, like, you collected money, you don't build anything. They said, no, we are not aware, and they stopped responding. Then later, somebody responded and said, listen, I'll give you the contact of the contractor. We heard that you have been asking questions about that school, right? So they now contacted the contractor. Okay? That, listen, you were supposed to build so and so, but we can't see that in that place. What happened? And he said, no, there is no space. It's because there is no space in that school, so we decided to take the project to another place. Oh, okay. You took it to another place, and where is that? It's Papa 2. Where is the place, you know? Can you send us the picture? Have you done the project? Yeah, we have done it. Guess what happened? They sent this picture to that journalist. And you know something? This picture was taken early last year, 2022. Sometimes around the March 2022. 1 year, 2 months before the money for the project and the contract was signed and approved, and the money was released. This was May 2023. The contract was signed and the money was approved and paid. But they sent a picture from 2022. And they said that was it. That they, can you take us to the location where you have it? Sorry, I'm so busy right now. I can't take you there. But I can arrange. We can go there some other time. But that's what happened. 147.1 million naira. And that is what Nigeria is. What a man can do, a woman can do even far better. Apologies to the women in the house, but you know, it's true. Right? So on this, I was supposed to take you again to, okay, I think I've actually covered most of what I wanted to cover tonight. So I'm just going to leave you with this. It's that moment. I had that clip for a while, so I saw it online yesterday again, and I was like, oh, I remember this. When they said they were changing your Nigerian naira, and the politicians were trying to spend the money. And they were like gifting the money out here and there, donating money here and there. So one time at a sort of, what was that again? It was like a wake keep for a comrade that died, Ario, at the time. And that was last year? Yeah, it was last year, end of last year, I think, right? Or beginning of this year. Dinomelaye. And then Omoyele Shore, they met there. And Dino was the Father Christmas. Shore was the one that is a shooter that never miss. That video kind of live rent-free in my head. And I want to share that with you tonight. And I'm going to take calls. Now you can bring out your phones and dial the number on your screen. WhatsApp call or direct, whatever it is. I will be picking it up from this end. And you can participate in this conversation too tonight. Share your views. Right? Show them.
Will be greater than their father by the grace of the Almighty God. I spoke to my other brothers, Tosi and Deji, and they told me that they plan for a foundation, education foundation for the children. I'm so impressed about that. And I'm making a pledge that I'll give an annual donation of 500,000 for that foundation. And I brought the first part of it, 500,000. God bless you.
Good evening, everyone. You can already see the effect of the central bank redesignation. Politicians are carrying cash over. Political season are not
Thank you. And thank you so much. If you are still there watching, okay, remember, you need to like the broadcast. If you have enjoyed your night, your evening with Maiyegun, like the broadcast. We can be nearly 3,000 on YouTube, and we only have a paltry 700 of us who have actually really, leave the comment section, okay? And then like the broadcast. I mean, that you can do. I have a caller. Hello there.
Hello, Maiyegun. How are you?
Sir. Dr. Agbede. Long time no see.
How are
you, sir?
I'm doing great, super great, excellent. How are you?
I'm very well too. Thanks for asking. Yes, you are.
Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. God bless you.
You too. Thank you, sir.
And the rest of the Temple of Truth. God bless them too.
Amen.
Now, Maiyegun,
sir,
could you believe that? Could you believe that immediately the Nigerian Supreme Court affirmed the legitimacy of Bola Ahmed Tinubu as president of Nigeria?
Yep.
Instantly, the country called Federal Republic of Nigeria as a changed, and his new name now is a Federal Republic of International Identity Theft, Fraudulent Nation, now being ruled by the field marshal of drug baron and a career criminal himself, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and all the Tinubu people worldwide, wherever they may be, must face with immense scrutiny, because what Bola Ahmed Tinubu has taught them to be using, that is the formula of Confucian. That is their latest tactics being used. Correct. Correct. Being used by Bola Tinubu.
I they follow you. Go on, sir.
Being used by Bola Tinubu and his people in order to get away from the FBI. They call it formula of Confucian. They already stopped using the formula of accuracy. Accuracy, the one that the notorious Nigerian Hush Puppy and his always used it. Yes, in order to get away from the FBI. They call it formula of accuracy. So if you can recollect that about 3 weeks ago, when Chief Dele Momodu was telling that why don't they forge well? No, they can forge well. They can forge well. That's the formula of accuracy being used before by Ostopi and the rest. But the formula of Confucian. Confucian, formula of Confucian. So that's why they use various date of birth, 1951, 1952, 1955, 1954, so that to confuse the FBI. They call it formula of Confucian. Confucian.
Did it work?
So not that
did it work, sir?
It works. It works for them. Formula of Confucion. So that they will confuse the FBI. This man was born 1951, then 1952, then 1955, then 1954. They won't know what to do. So previously they are using the formula of accuracy. That is accuracy. Yes, they'll be accurate in their God bless you.
Amen.
God bless you.
Amen.
And why they are using the formula of accuracy, the one that Hush Puppy always use, and they'll be carried away, because that accuracy, they'll be accurate. So they'll be carried away. So they'll be using the money. And
you always have that thing. So, I'm glad that you are declassifying some of your classified info these days. So thank you. Let me on because of our time.
Sorry. So to get clearer details of all these formulas, they can call the FBI on 800-225-5324. 1-800-225-5324 to get the clearer details of what. Oh yes. God bless Maiyegun.
And you
God
too.
bless. Bye.
Doctor, that is a Dr. Agbede in the house. And like I said, I'm quite happy that he's already declassifying some of the classified. And there are those within this congregation that understands Dr. Agbede's ways of, you know, sort of disseminating information. Some of you may listen to him and just be like, I don't understand. You may not understand. Don't trouble yourself, okay? Other people that will speak in layman terms, in layman language, are also going to call in. Do you understand? And they will speak in a way that you should understand. Now, I have another caller. Let's see if I get him. Hello, Ahmed, is that you? I mean, is that you? Right. I thought as much. The network is not going to let us get you on. Are you there? Right. Just keep trying. The Niger network is something else. So let me take this then. Hello there.
Yeah, hello. Maiyegun General.
Sir, how are you?
Good evening. Long time. This is Ken from California.
Ken, I mean, that's you
Yes,
back.
sir.
How are you tonight? I mean, today, this afternoon.
I'm doing good. Doing good. And yourself? How is the
Very
family?
well too. Thanks for asking. So yeah, you want to be part of it again tonight?
Yes, sir.
Please.
So one thing, when you were talking, I was listening to you when you were talking about the bank in terms of the educational bank and whatnot. They're talking about the 10 billion for. So one thing came to mind. There's a saying in Nigeria, like a phrase they normally use. They say audio money, right? So what I'm thinking that will happen is, in terms of that money, they won't set aside a physical money to be used for the educational stuff. They'll just like their normal propaganda, right? They'll just say, okay, we set aside 10 billion for the educational fund. But nobody will be able to access that money. Nobody will be able to see the money because, like you said, there is no bank available. So they've not set up a bank. So setting up a bank is not going to take overnight, except if they want to disburse those money through the several banks they have in Nigeria, which I doubt they will do because the money is not available. And I don't think there's enough time for them to print that amount of money for them to use.
But is that not
So
enough for every
use
student, right? Is that not enough for all students in Nigeria, right? To discover that if they could do this to them, right, it simply means that they actually have no plan for them. And in that case, they cannot go forward with them. Is that not enough for the students of Nigeria to shut Nigeria down?
Of course. Well, yes, I agree with you on that. But again, Nigeria is not going to shut down. They are used to suffering. So, and the Christianity mentality there's always a way out.
Yeah.
And the religious mindset
God will make a way.
God will make a way. We will survive. So nobody will continue living the way they are living. You know what I mean? Because the money is just assigned by mouth, but there's not going to be that physical money available for them to access. I'm 100% sure of that. We'll be talking about this for the next 2-3 years until this administration is over and nobody's going to get the student loan. Then the parents will have to find a way to adjust, or a lot of students will drop out. More than 50% of the students will drop out of school because they don't have the money to afford it. Exactly. So, and again, it takes me back to what I said a while ago, that it will get to a point people will just be walking down the street and fall down and die based on being hungry. So they have not even gotten to that part yet with what is going on in Ogun State. It's slowly getting there. If the market women are saying people are not even buying fish anymore, so you can't even afford to add protein to your meal that you're eating. That's how bad it's getting, like really fast. You know, everybody's going to fall off that cliff. And when they get to that point, there will be enough frustration with what Baba Ahmed Datti said today. People will rise up and do the right thing. So they're not ready yet.
They are not. And
you know what I mean? So nobody's ready.
You know, Datti Baba Ahmed was like, they can take anything until when they can't take it anymore. Until then, well, they should enjoy the ride, because that's the way I see it. If they believe they can take it, they should.
Yeah, and another thing I said a while ago when I spoke to you about after the petition tribunal made their decision, and there's a statement I made that day that the only person that has the ability to change to make people go out and do the right thing. Obi does not have that temperament, and he does not have that ability based on different factors. The only person that could make that decision and make things happen is Datti. So I'm glad he came out yesterday to speak, because he's been quiet for the longest time. So that is the only guy that they know they can't touch him. And he's the only one that would make Nigerians, the youth at least, get up to want to do anything.
I mean,
but now, I don't know.
Members are now saying, they are saying that Obi is trying to use Datti to cause problem, that they should do something about him and get him arrested. And even Obi himself. But they couldn't really push it beyond murmuring of, did you hear what Datti said? How could he say all of that and Tinubu has not even responded? I mean, how can this happen? Is this how we are going to be living with them?
Yeah, but the opposite. Let me bring it to your memory. The opposite is exactly what Obi did. Because if you remember, after that election, Datti talked about civil disobedience. They should go and change themselves on the street, shut down the whole Nigeria, lock down the airport. Nobody comes in, nobody goes out until they do the right thing. He made that statement in one of those interviews in Charade TV.
Yes.
Right? But I'm sure Obi was the one that told him, guy, relax. I've done this before. I will do it again. I'll go to court and win. Until he find out now that he cannot do it. That's why Datti is about to push now.
So no wonder he said because for him and Obi, it is over as candidates. But as Nigerians, right, the battle has just begun.
Of course, because I know they've had an internal meeting, because I know that after that whole situation, Datti wanted to go the hot route. Obi was the one that calmed him down. But now Obi, because there was also a statement Obi made after the tribunal made their decision. He said there was a woman that told him, Nigeria would never, nothing would change. He told the woman not to worry, that, so he believed that something would change. That after that decision in the petition tribunal, he saw the woman again, and the woman told him, he said, I told you. And he said, now I agree with you that nothing will change. So based on that, the only person that has the balls and the audacity to make anything push everybody to come out now is Datti. So if they want to do mistake, if Tinubu wants to do mistake, let him go ahead and arrest Datti.
I was about to get to that part. I wanted to say, do you think, right, if Obi and Datti are arrested, that could be they actually kick off, or we're just going to wake up to another dead silence? Do you think, if they should be arrested?
Two things can happen.
Okay.
If they arrest both of them, the likelihood of people coming out and raising hell is maybe like 70%. But again, knowing Nigeria, even the part that they are all dead as we stand, people are dying, but they still want to live.
I know.
The people are too scared. But at some point with obedience, I think they already got to a point where there's nothing else to lose. Because now they know the system, like you always say, the system is already destroyed, right? So it's everybody to go their way. At this point, I think they have gotten to that end now. And I want to say thank you very much for even pushing me to that end. Because before I started listening to you at some point, I felt like Nigeria was able to, they can salvage Nigeria. But as it stands now, I know for a fact you were the one that mentally prepared me not to fall and, get so disappointed about the whole situation. So thank you for everything you've done and for listening to you. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
And God bless you. My regards to your family, sir.
And to yours too. And thank you so much, as always, Ken, right? I appreciate. And I hope I speak to you again.
Thank you.
Say me well.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, have a blessed day.
And you too.
Yes, sir.
I actually love that. The fact that we have people who actually are following things, and indeed they understand even more better. But even in their own understanding state, they still believe, that it is kind of not really over. Even if it's not going to end the way it was expected, it is still not over. But there is always this little clause of it. But are you sure? Now let me take this. Hello there.
Hello, Maiyegun.
Hello, sir.
How are you doing this? How are you doing this evening?
I am very well. And how are you doing this afternoon?
I'm doing okay. Hey, this is my first time caller.
Bless you.
I've been enjoying your show pretty much. It's not like I'm enjoying it. I've been much educated to it. Listening to you. You know, everybody call you Maiyegun, but you are actually a professor because you teach people to understand the education that most of us didn't get in Nigeria, and you guys open up our eye. The same thing as Mazin and Kano was doing, to educate people, to push people to the limit where everybody had to find out who they are and making their life easier. My name is Ejike, and I'm calling here from United States and Missouri specifically, which is the mid specifically. Maiyegun, you see what I understand about Nigeria, about how the whole thing is going. You see this APC, they really take time to plan how they're gonna take everybody to a ride. You can remember when they say that everybody who has gone should turn their gun in.
I do remember.
When you remember that?
I do. So
that is the reason why all the whole punishment the people are getting, nobody allowed to fight back, except the Northerners, the ones that have stuff to get from Nigeria. That's the people that owns Nigeria. You see those people, their father plans for the Nigeria. That is the people that stay ruling Nigeria, that stay gaining stuff for Nigeria. When you look at about the NSAS, that is supposed to be a national protest. But the whole southern region and eastern region, because they want something to change, and they push to the limit. And the so-called Northerners, none of them raise alarm. All they do to went down to burn their houses, businesses, for those people that was protesting. What does that tell me? I'm an Igbo man, and actually I kind of figured out where I'm from. I am Igbo originally presented by Hebrews, which is Hebrews. So we are the Jewish people, you know. So we are not anywhere concerned as a Nigerian. And even the Yorubas people, nobody has ever consent to be a Nigerian. Nigeria was forced upon us. Nigeria is never be a country created by any individual of the people of the so-called Nigeria. It's never created. This is an agreement between the Britons and the so criminals that you have today. Those criminals that you have today that are ruling Nigeria, those are the ones their father invest. Those are the ones their father knows that when they're gone, they can still take it over to Nigeria. When you look at about the Northern region, so-called inside Northern, they have their own constitution.
They do.
But
they seceded from Nigeria, and the rest of Nigeria didn't even know.
So what I understand now about Nigeria, because when you look at the so-called youth, they are so similar to these politicians, because none of them can stand of the truth, and none of them can stand as one ethnic or one ethnic religion or whatever they call it, as one united as one. Because you know the politicians or those criminals, they know how to break them down.
They do.
Number one, they will start pushing up ethnics and tribes. So if we have to do something to have to favor our children, our great-grandchildren, to us to make sure the Nigeria they're so forcing on us to exist, why can't they allow us to do what we want to do?
They won't.
But no, they won't. Because they find that the youth are more lazier than them. Because everybody's scared to die, but they're dying slowly. The worst that a human being can die
is
a tension by hunger and poverty. And they have all these churches that are preaching them that when you die, there's another place for you. This is all constructed by the politicians, by the criminals. They know that Nigeria is a use. Now, I've said that Nigeria is never should be any country on this earth.
I mean, if they asked us, maybe it wouldn't. HK, if they ask all of us if we wanted to be Nigerians, maybe a lot of us would have said no. and there will never have been a Nigeria. And that's why they don't want us to talk now. But you raised a very vital point, and I love that. I said something like that yesterday too, AGK, that they have Sharia law, they have Sharia police, they have Sharia courts. But in Igbo land, for example, in Biafra land, right, you are not allowed to have your own laws, set your own police, set your own courts. If you try it, they will call it a treason. In the same Nigeria, how is that fair?
It's never a fair. It's never a place a reasonable human being with a correct sense should be living. Nigeria is not a country, and Nigeria is never a state. Because those people that call it, because when you look at the foreigners that are inside Nigeria, they're there for one reason, for what they can gain. It's not how to make the country to be better. And they know the Northerners can loot in Nigeria. When you look at the resources, except the oil, only one thing they push it is the oil. They have all kinds of resources in Northern region. Why can't they use that resources to develop it? But no, the only thing they can develop is to bring a terrorist from another country, for Sahara Desert, from other places, to push them upon Nigeria. The reason why they go to Eastern region, they kill as much as they like, they go. Because we are so considerated by our own people, our loving people, and we don't know that people we are seeing is our worst enemy. Who is the nightmare of our worst enemy? The Eastern politician.
That's right. Look
at what happened in Imo State. As the useless man called hopeless Uzodema, what he's doing, this man, he forced himself, the Supreme Court forced himself into us to Imo State people. I'm not denying you cannot go there and point out what this man can say that he do for Imo State people. All he does, sponsor all kinds of terrorists, hire a whole battalions of soldiers to protect him. If this man doing a good stuff, why would he keep moving around with a bunch of armed people?
Military thugs. He has a base called Tiger Base. That means he has his own a killer squad in Imo State that are loyal to only him, right? And they have been killing and locking people up without the police, without the courts. They are like authority on their own. And you're right. What kind of
exactly?
AGK.
And when you're looking about what's going on in Nigeria now, my own decided if I want to go to Nigeria to protest, I tell you, I will fully arm. I will arm myself to go there because you have all this Boko Haram and they put in the military, they put in the police, they put on the Air Force, whatever, any armed forces you have in Nigeria. None of them educated and none of them from Nigeria. How can you identify Boko Haram in the military and the government issue ID? How do you identify them in such ways with other people? That is the reason why when these protests come, don't use yourself as sacrifice.
Exactly. Don't use yourself as a cannon fodder.
Make sure you are fully armed because that's when they will understand exactly what you guys feel. Other than that, they can kill you guys as much as they go. And if anybody who wants to ready to go protest in that Nigeria, make sure you're going over there to defend yourself. Maiyegun, let me leave you. Thank you for the good work you are doing.
Thank you. I appreciate that, by the way. And a lot of us, you can tell the reactions in the comments of how much people are kind of aligned with you in that submission. Now, I'm going to go back again. At least we have about 400 of us who have left on YouTube. So, fine. But we still have over 2,500 of us, which means like we are nearly 2,600. Do you mean it is so hard for you to leave that comment section, right? And just like the video? I'm just asking, they said you can even use the remote control of your TV. If you're watching me on your TV, you can grab that remote control. Grab it. Grab it. And now point it at your TV. Point it at me. You will see it now. It will give you the option. You see that thumb up there? Oh yeah, scroll your mouse on your TV. Oh yeah, take on there and like the video. It's not going to kill you. Hello there.
Hello, Uncle Maiyegun. This is Beatrice.
Hello, ma. How are you, lady?
I thank God I'm fine. I just want to first of all compliment you. Your kitchen service was so nice.
Thank you.
Watched you till the end, and it was the same food I was cooking. I was like,
was there? I mean, see, I'm going to do this because like, man, I want to motivate men to be able to make all kinds of food by themselves. So I'm going to have a channel about that soon. So you did watch that?
Yes, I was making a goosey and ogo, and that's what you
bless you.
I was watching how you were doing it, and it was quite impressive.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. I mean, I was thinking of even starting a restaurant in Glasgow sometime soon.
Yeah.
I'm working on it too. So yeah, so that maybe that will be the meeting point where we'll do a meet and greet. All those who wants to meet Maiyegun, I'll say, I'm so sorry that you have to spend that money to travel down, right? But it's going to be worth it. Come on, I'll make you dinner or lunch, anything, your choice. Then we can meet and greet and chat, and it won't be like this again.
No problem.
Thank you.
So coming to the
please,
the Nigerian problem. It's when the last woman you showed that collected sent so much money for something that was not into a bank account that was not in existence, a company that was not in existence. And I'm beginning to think about what is going on in our country.
A lot, man.
The people are stealing with impunity. If you go to the cells, Nigerian cells and prisons, you see poor people who are imprisoned without any judgment, or who are left there to die.
Awaiting trial.
Waiting trial for many years. And the real thieves are just there, enjoying the wealth of our nation. I think it has gotten to a point where we should go into jungle justice. At least, even if you don't have a gun, pick a stone. Anywhere you see them, you stone them and their families. Because it is getting too much. You understand me? And if we are not ready to save our country, God has given us everything to save our country.
That's right.
But with a few criminals, these criminals have no conscience. No. There was a time you cannot have a friend that is a criminal. Once you notice somebody you know is a criminal or is a drug pusher or drug addict, you will excuse yourself from such a person. You will talk to your family members. Oh, I didn't know this person was doing this and that. Please, I don't want him in my house again, and you shouldn't have anything to do with him. Right. But unfortunately, our highly educated, responsible Nigerians have been caged with these people, and they are doing it with impunity.
So much.
They don't think about tomorrow. Nigerians are suffering. They can at least go online and see some children posted online. No food, no nothing. There are old women, old men who are not working. Even if they worked, they don't receive any pension. They are suffering. They don't have anybody to help them.
Right.
And these few people, maybe a handful, maybe up to 1,000, I don't know how many they are consuming the wealth of the country.
Honestly.
This is Obi and Datti. They have tried. I watched it well. They have done their best.
They have.
Obi cannot go on the street and start. It is the duty of we Nigerians to say, like I so much love to see the fish women who are saying, yes, we voted for him. They are not denying it.
Yes.
But what we are getting is not what we voted for. I see many people, all kinds of, there's this music you are playing there, Motisete.
We have made a mistake. We have made a mistake. It's the worst this time. It's the worst mistake we've made now.
I thought I could find the video on YouTube. This is horrible. This is really, really horrible. They've made a mess of a whole country.
Honestly.
Of the youths. I have 2 of them in Nigeria. And I don't know what to tell them. They will wake up. My sister has a son of 27. She cannot even pay the school fees. She herself is not well. And I can't carry everybody on my head.
No.
And the government that is supposed to take care of these people, they are just that Calabar man there that is in charge of the house. Does he have conscience?
Akpabiole.
Akpabiole, does he have a conscience?
It doesn't.
Does he not see? I used to know the former governor of Akwa Ibom. Later his brother took over. In those days, in the 80s,
right.
I forgot it now. I even, when I was producing programs, he gave me a night.
Presenter, yeah.
He gave me a night in this place because I did something for the Germans at that time. And so he gave me every opportunity that I needed. At that time, everybody was happy and free. What is going on?
He was better then.
A few people with impunity vandalizing our economy, vandalizing everything, and they don't think anything can happen just because they think there is a policeman they have got. They have captured the police. They have captured the military. There must be a military man like in the Niger. There must be one small military that can come up and say, if I die, I die. There must be a few of them that can say, if I die, I die. Because these people, we were also there during Muritala Mohammed thing. He tried his best, to be honest.
Right.
He did, during his tenure, Nigeria was put straight before any other thing. Everybody straightened out. Criminals, you can't be dirty any longer. Once a month, they do cleaning of the state. Everybody. But these people, now all the millions they have collected under 1 year.
And shamelessly too, that what can you do? It's, you know what I see every day, man? Where every time I look at all these guys and then the reporter always gets about them, right? Every now and then when I see their pictures, and I'm like, these guys, I mean, they are wearing this face of, yes, we did it. Yes, we stole it. So what are you going to do?
What are you going to do?
You know what I mean? That's kind of, that is kind of the face I see every time I look at them. You just mentioned impunity now. Impunity means I will do it. Nothing will happen. And nothing happened.
The people we are calling criminals, they are not criminals. They are hungry men and women.
They are the victims of the unjust system.
And if you go to the cells where they lock them up, very intelligent human beings are locked up for nothing, for 200 naira, for 1,000 naira. And the people who are vandalizing our economy in a very huge way are free and doing it and say, what can you do? So if Emilio Kong was a drug person, I learned that his wife also took part in the business.
She's part of it. She was part of it. His mother, his late adopted mother, was also part of it too.
Yes,
they were all mentioned.
They were all mentioned. And the people who are not part of this thing, they can even resign from the government, like they do here in Europe.
That would be people who have shame. I don't think there is anyone left.
Sorry. I'm sorry, I don't want this position anymore. What is it? But they are there tight.
Yes.
When the wrath of God will come, it will consume them all.
Amen to that.
It will consume them all.
Amen.
It is like, what even can God do? They're challenging us and they're challenging God. But they will see the wrath of God. Just watch out.
Because I also believe that all of this will never be for nothing.
It will
People
never
have
be
woken up. They might haven't gotten to that stage of how to react like generally now, but we cannot say people have not woken up. We saw how they shook these people in February. You know what, people may decide that they don't remember anymore, but me, I remember vividly. These guys shook the establishment. For a few days, they didn't know what was going on until they had to announce Tinubu 4 a.m. in the morning. Sure, you get? So that gives me something that all of that will not be for nothing. I strongly believe.
It will not be, even though that is far away from other parts of Nigeria. But I don't know whether the ones in Abuja, whether they are all, we used to talk like men with a big scrotum. When the man is not behaving well,
the men who have ball of steel,
big balls.
They say they are the men who has balls, balls, and the balls are balls of steel.
It's horrible. We should all try and save our country.
Lady Beatrice, man.
Our country.
Thank you so much. Country. Okay.
Nigeria is that. We need to save that country. Or divide it.
The choice is going to be ours when we decide. Thank you, ma'am. Okay, I appreciate this as always.
Sorry, before I drop, I sent my stipend to your account directly. I don't know whether you see it.
Would that be which one, ma'am?
The account, and I said B3.
The Cash App. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, sorry, Cash Plus. I think I'll check it, ma'am.
I don't know, but it was in your. I copied it.
Okay, I'll check it. Thank you so much, and God bless you. Right.
Like that, I feel safer doing it that way.
Bless you. I'll check it, ma'am. Thank you so much. I got your message the last time when you sent a message that I should respond. Unfortunately, I couldn't, and I didn't. Meanwhile, I saw it and I was going to. I'm glad that you never really forgot. So thank you.
I know you're a very busy person, and keep your wife and children the way you are doing.
I will greet them, and you stay safe too, ma. Okay.
Forget you. Nigeria, some of them will not agree with you.
Of course.
But majority of Nigerians will not forget what you are doing for Nigeria.
Believe, for posterity. Thank you. You stay safe, ma. Good night. She is an amazing person. I mean, I can tell you that for free. She's been sending me messages like, Maiyegun, I would love to reach out to you. I would love to kind of, please, but I just never responded. And that was very bad of me. But she didn't give up on me. So I'm going to go check that back account now. And I'm going to say thank you again to her. Well, let's take this. I have another caller. Here. Hello there. Yes,
hello, Maiyegun.
Hello, ma.
Oh my God. Yeah, I've been trying to call all this to her and just engage. When the thing was now ringing, I was like, please speak it before the thing cut off, because I know if it's cut off.
And I heard you before you even finished the statement. I was like, I've picked it. I wish I was hearing that before. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you for your hard work. We really appreciate you. I don't know. These people, they are making me feel like I'm the one having problem. Especially so-called elites. They're making me feel like I'm too sensitive. You understand? Because when they are talking about this country and they're talking about this man, Tinubu, and I'm now saying, oh guys, what is it you are talking? You guys just give me one thing that is really working in that country. Just tell me. I've been asking this, at least one. I've been asking this all this while, but none of you ever, answer this question.
No, they will say you are impatient. They will say, but you don't even like him. So why are you asking?
That's what they say. And they now told me he's going to fix it. Don't worry, Tinubu will fix Nigeria. I said, wow. Hey, my God. They said Tinubu will fix Nigeria. Maiyegun for crying out loud. I said, how is it going? Exactly. That's what I said. I said, how is it going to happen? If someone is going to fix Nigeria, no, that's what they say. They said just wait.
You wait now. They told people to wait for Buhari. 8 years don't pass. Look at the lives of.
That's what I said today. Exactly. As if you were there. We met somewhere on Saturday and we were discussing. And we were still saying like, oh, Tinubu will fix Nigeria. Tinubu will fix. I said, how, you guys? This man is been there for so. The policy and all this, and you people strategize. Yeah, and you, Mr. Strategizers.
That cannot reveal his strategy. I cannot reveal my strategy here.
No, all the strategy.
On me. Now he's in charge now. Who is spying on him?
Who is spying? All the strategy, all the thing, all the plans is like it's not working. None is working.
Should I told everybody the country that they now. No plan. Should I told everybody here? The only plan they have is how to replace those Bokwari invited to come and steal Nigeria. Dead or blind, What Tinubu is doing is replacing them with his own people and then give them the matching order.
That's what exactly.
By the time they are done with Nigeria, my dear sister,
we
are not going to blame them. We are going to feel sorry for them. Write it down.
Honestly, I'm so like Roma
seriously.
And they're making me feel like, oh, it seems I'm too like sort of too sensitive. I'm the one that is having problem.
Not as bad
I just
as you are
don't
reacting. You are too emotional.
Yes.
Just
exactly,
give him time.
too emotional. Just give him time, and everything is spoiled. I said, look at the schools. Look at all these public government school. None is working anymore. All the primary school is gone. I don't think if there's any public primary school gone safe. And all the secondary school is the old students that are managing all the secondary schools. The government school majority, honestly, is the old student that are managing it. So I said, so which one? What is the function? What is the purpose of the government you have that cannot do anything? All the university, those people that don't even have enough money to really pay all this little thing.
We have no go school for that Nigeria.
Exactly,
do you not know what it is? Especially those who are not from any
the strategy
that has money. Now look at it today now.
Exactly.
Look at
exactly.
it.
I said the strategy you have is like it's calling dubious strategy. Like now, you said you didn't increase
school fees,
university school fee, yeah. But other things, what strategy is that? Everything, other things, you now increase to the. Oh my God! To the extent that those that were paying 25,000 before, you increase it to 170,000, and you said you didn't increase. What is this? That is the strategy you people have.
That's right.
I said, so what is it? What is going on in that country? Me, I must be honest. Me, I always stand. You know my stand all this way. Anyway, I always stand like the country is not working, and to me, I always say to them, they said I shouldn't curse them. I'm not cursing anyone. I'm not causing anyone. The country cannot work. People, we should just know that country cannot work. No. There's no how you run the country like that and you expect anything good from that thing. It cannot work. You bring in what is it called? Crude oil from Nigeria come here to exchange for diesel, right? You bring your crude oil to exchange for money. You bring
do you want me to kind of shock you a little bit before you go? Yeah, you are talking about taking crude oil to bring diesel and petrol to Nigeria, and they leave everything else from where you take it. The crude. That one may sound ridiculous to you. Have you heard that the dry port in Kaduna, the one they built with they built it with over $2 billion, right? They call it a refinery, right? Do you know that when they were designing the refinery in Kaduna, the intention is to be importing the crude oil that the refinery will be refining. They will be importing crude oil from Brazil. Can you even believe that? Crude oil that is in Port Harcourt.
Imagine.
Crude oil that is
they will be importing crude oil from Brazil.
They designed it. They said the crude oil is going to be imported from Brazil. I said, wanting plan a breakup. Now the rest of Nigeria no harm. They know that they don't get crude oil. They are building a refinery with Nigeria money that will not refine any crude oil, right? But from Brazil.
But my problem is these people, all these elites or whatever they call them. I didn't know see what is going on. Is this the selfishness that is killing them, that they're making them misbehave? Can they see all the schools, all the primary school students that just sitting on the floor to write something, to write the exam without roof? There's no roof. There's nothing. Can't we people? I told them this. I said revolution is going to be the end of this thing. If you people you don't want war. I said, you don't like war. I'm not saying there's war. Well, to me, it's better to
when next people tell you, I'll tell you something, ma'am, right? When next people say, we don't want war in Nigeria, we should all pray and make sure that we do everything in peace. Tell them, did you ask for poverty before they forced it on you?
Abi?
Did we ask for poverty?
Abi?
Did we ask for all of this? They forced it on us. They said, it's a reform. We should accept it. But we are watching them filtering away the common, people say common patrimony. They are wasting everything away. And you are saying that we don't want war. Did we ask for poverty?
Maiyegun, this is so sad though. This is so sad though. This is really sad though. And I think I'm praying that people will just rise up and understand this thing cannot be continued like this. We can't be continued like this. When I told someone, I said, do you think we in diaspora, we don't want to come home? Especially the elderly ones. You think we don't want to come home? Now you don't have any kids with you. The children are on their own in this country. The children don't even want to come. But let me tell you something. My granddaughter, you know what she said to me?
What she said?
Well, she came here and I was now talking to her, and one of my friends was asking her, "Are you coming? You're coming to Nigeria?" She said, "No, I'm not coming to Nigeria." Why? I said, why? Why you don't want to go to Nigeria? She said, it's a high risk. There's no security there. It's a high risk country. Imagine, I'm talking like not up to 7 years old. Not up to 7 years.
They know the world there around them. They know this world around them. They talk to them in their schools. They ask questions.
She said, Gamma, I would rather go. Yeah, I would rather go to Egypt
than go to Nigeria.
I said, Morogo. This is sad though. This is sad though. Let me feel this way because you can't really, at least like this. You can't really say I want to go home and let me go. Like by this time, someone like me should be able to plan myself.
If you want to go to Nigeria, I can give you the starter pack of how you can get yourself ready mentally and all of that. Okay, you will sit down first. You tell people that you love. Tell them that you love them. And then tell them that if anything goes wrong, tell them where your favorite and then precious stuffs are for them before all of that. Then you now start planning. Should you tell people you want to go and meet in Nigeria that you are coming? Yes, okay, you want to tell them. Should I tell them the day I'm going to arrive? No, don't tell them for security reason. Now we are so worried that we cannot share our travel plan with our family members, no matter how much we trust them.
Yes,
you can't. You have to start planning. Yes. Then you begin to think of, okay, if I get to Nigeria, no, I'm not traveling by road. I'm not going to Ondo by road. I'm not going to Ibadan by road. I don't want. Okay, if I'm going to go by road, I'm not going to travel at night. You begin to plan yourself.
Imagine
from where we come from.
Where we live free,
where we are. But when it comes to Nigeria, we have to plan. And somebody says that we should endure it.
Imagine because I always say to them, so I don't like bringing the beast out of me. Everybody can cause but you people, you are just bringing this thing out of me because you have to cause them because they deserve it. Because I don't know how.
Anyway. You know what I told somebody, I said Nigerians should always sleep and wake up. Every time they see their politicians, they shouldn't see them and laugh. They should always see their politicians as people who are after your lives. Anybody that is after your children's education, your children's safety, your health care, your economic well-being, is after your life. Don't smile and embrace them if you are smart.
Exactly.
Well, thank you so much,
oh my God, it is well. Thank you so much. Thank you. God bless you. My family. Thank you. All right, boy.
Stay safe, okay? And greet your granddaughter as well. All the grandkids around there, tell them that you are also doing your best to make sure that when they go back to that place called Nigeria, if it doesn't exist anymore, there will be a safer place, better than Nigeria. We did that contraption because we're all forced together. We didn't ask to be one country. I promise you. Hello there.
Hello, MaiyegunsDiary Politico.
Hello, sir. How are you?
I'm good. This is Chike from Edmonton, Canada.
Chike, I think I got your message.
Yes.
I got a message from you not long ago. That is, that is very kind of you, and thank you. Okay. Meanwhile,
Maiyegun, don't mention.
Baba, how are you?
I did, my brother. How your side now? How you did?
Same old, though. I'm still holding it. I've said it. If I have to be the last man standing, right? You can count on me. But good enough. I'm not the last man. I'm last man standing. I've got you guys. So yeah, I'm fine.
if there's a man that's going to stand last, I know it's going to be you, because
me,
honestly,
you can count on me. I can say that anywhere.
Certainly. I mean, I've been watching your program the last few days, and your frustration is so palpable. And honestly, I don't know how you do it, but I know you're holding it down for us. So thank you. I mean, what you do is thankless. So we really appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right.
And that's the reason why I will always come back, because I know I am doing something that people who spend their evening with me as well so much appreciate that. I mean, that is enough motivation. I won't lie. But Chike, thank you.
Yes.
There you go.
No problem. Yeah. So I just wanted to talk about a few things. Lady B talked about having the balls of steel. Right. Now, if there's one man that has the balls of steel, is certainly Datti Baba Ahmed. You know, and I think he's leveraging on the privilege that he has, and he's really taking advantage of that. I don't know if you, yes, I don't know if you saw the full interview, but at some point, Charles Aniegolu was trying to use the Fitch report to insinuate that some sort of stability is coming. I mean, Charles is a very reputable journalist, but I can already sense that they prepared for Datti Baba Ahmed, and there's some sort of gagging going on in that space of the media.
You are so right. I cut off that Fitch report because I felt like Charles, like you said, right, was actually pushing an agenda that was completely not true. It was a complete misinformation, and it's about that Fitch report. I should have spoken about it anyway, but maybe I would. But yeah, I got that too, and I can sense some gagging, like you did too. Yeah, go on.
Oh yeah. And you know, like, the good thing is Daddy just shut him down right away, saying, forget about the Fitch reports, go to the streets and hear what the people are saying. And then Maiyegun, look at the video you just played today about the women saying that people can no longer afford to buy fish. You know,
and it's contrary to whatever Fitch. Meanwhile, that Fitch report has been the way they reported it in Nigeria. And if you really open up the report, is a total contrast to what they are reporting. I'm going to do something on it too. But yeah, you're right. Go about.
Of course. Yeah. And you know, like, and that's the tip of the iceberg, what those women are saying. The problem is deeper. It's deeper. You know, the annoying thing is that, you know, okay, again, in as much as there's a general consensus for people like us in diaspora not to want to send money back to Nigeria because we don't want to reward all the BS that's going on, you know. But when you see people suffering, you know, it's really hard not to help. It's hard not to help. And again, you know, one thing that really makes me always like want to give like help is that, those poor people in Nigeria could have been any one of us.
Absolutely.
It could have been any one of us.
Maybe we're just, you know, people who have done everything they could, and despite all the things thrown at them, right? And eventually, it could be any of us.
Yeah. It could be anyone. And then just imagine you being in their shoes and nobody could reach out to help. You know, that's enough motivation to say, okay, in as much as these people, you know, another thing is, what really annoys me is that if there's an election today, a great majority of those same people crying Maiyegun will still not vote for the right person.
Absolutely.
And they will, many of them will even help.
Of course.
Of course. Many of them will even help rig the election that will bring in someone that will make them suffer even 3 times more. You know, so it's a vicious cycle that is really hard to solve. You know, and the question is, I mean, Datti Ahmed said it best. I mean, are we really ready? You know, and he
did not mince his words.
He did not mince words. He came out guns blazing.
Should be, and he said, "This is not treason. I know what I'm talking about, and they can take me or take me up on this." Right.
He was ready. You know, and you know, like, it begs the question: do we really want a nation? And again, like, you know, this notion that, you know, the idea of Tinubu arresting Obi or Datti, trust me, Tinubu is too smart for that. He's not going to try it.
Not like this.
Because He's too smart for that. He's not going to want to rile people up, And, I won't believe that even if they are arrested, nothing will happen. It's not in the Nigerian DNA to revolt, And even if at some point,
you know something, Chike. I think I
right,
know your
go
game.
ahead.
You know what people do? What people do these days, right? They kind of try to remind Nigerians that, listen, we know nothing will happen, even though we know something will happen. But indeed, we now say, let them arrest him first. You think this one is Supreme Court, Abi? People are looking for an excuse, right? To go back.
Right.
But I get your game.
Yeah.
We know nothing will happen, even if they arrest them. Continue. I like that. Go on.
Nothing. Even if maybe maybe let me even rile people. Not if it happen. And if anything happens, is it what happened at elected toll gates will happen on steroids? You understand? I mean,
so people
I always hope that
if they really think
people
that the only excuse they need if anybody goes after these guys, they are also going to go out after them. Then you should remember the people you want to go after that are going to arrest Obi and Datti. They will be 3 times worse than what happened in 2020. Chike just said that now.
Of course. Of course.
And if you're not ready for it, right, don't make mouth at all. So
don't come out. And well, let's see what happens, Again, with all what Hopus Odima has been doing, sometimes I'm like, that's even enough to cause a revolution in Imo State. But I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with us, but let's see. Let's hope that
tell you something tonight before you go, Chike. Do you know?
Go ahead, Maiyegun.
In Kogi, today, they killed Yeye Bello's APC thugs, as reported.
No way.
They killed
really.
They killed their 3 policemen, and they killed about 6 other people. That are in Kogi State for election today. As you are watching this video, 7 people, 3 policemen, and 6 civilians. Others received gunshot wound in Kogi today and Saturday's election.
Can you imagine? So this this gives you an idea of what will happen on Saturday.
That gives an idea.
It's unfortunate. Really, my God, man. Honestly, the situation of the country is insane. Sometimes I wish, really, there was a magic wand to just at least try to solve some things, but we know it's not possible. Well, let's keep watching.
Yeah, we are watching though, because something we told people. We said we are not wishing for any violence. What have you in Nigeria? No, because wishes don't really make things happen. It is the actions and inactions of these people that will determine whether the people are going to go violence at them or not. Or you can be rest assured that when the people are ready to go after these criminals, whether violently or peacefully, we will be on the side of that people. And you can take that to the bank.
Absolutely.
And we don't need to encourage them or anyone. But if they choose violence when it happens, or they choose peace, I, Maiyegun for one, I'll be on their side. And you can call me any names after that, okay? But they will be the one that will determine whether this is going to be violent or it's going to be peaceful. Their actions and inactions.
Absolutely.
Chike.
Absolutely.
God bless you, Baba.
And you too. Maiyegun, one last thing. I was going to say, don't worry about those people that want to use your tears to drink Gary, because last, they don't go feel bad the Gary, so nothing they happen.
Yes, so you remember, I said they should come on here, right? When I drop my own tears for the first 1 hour 30 minutes, right? Others are going to drop their tears, but they should make sure that they shouldn't just take our tears if they can't afford Gary. Look at it. Some of them are not asking for tears anymore.
Yeah.
Are you not noticing, right? That they are not saying that you are. You will cry for 8 years. Your cry just starts. I don't notice that has reduced.
Of course.
People don't really say that to people
they never start to cry. The cry never starts.
Because now them they cry now. The Agbadomites, the Agbadorians, they were those who were expecting Tinubu to do magic. People who don't expect anything from Tinubu, they are not complaining. Other than say, Tinubu, 8 years, so take them on the right. See, God bless you, Baba. Thank you
Yes, sir.
so much for tonight.
Maiyegun,
Okay?
God bless you
Take
too.
it easy,
No
Baba.
problem, man. Have a good one.
And
All
you
right.
too. Cheers, man. So that's Chike from Canada. Clear, what do you call it? Clear position from those who have seen it all. And I'm so happy that a lot of people have actually seen it all. And a lot of people are monitoring and then watching things. So if this helps you to understand and make a choice when that clarion call or bell sounds, and you are not one of those who are going to be giving excuses why they can't because they don't want to die. I don't want to die. They are going to shoot us and they are going to arrest us and all the rest, right? The actions and inactions of these criminals are going to make you make a choice soon. And I promise me that when that time comes, with all you know, you would have been so prepared enough to know why. You have just one more fighting issue. You should use it for your own liberty and your freedom. It is not going to be given to anybody. And there is no Jesus Christ coming to die for any of us again. I promise you that. Nobody is coming to die to free you anymore. If you think slavery is good, you can keep your life. But if you know slavery is actually demeaning and then not good. I mean, you will be willing to lose the life if that is what will actually stand as your own freedom or liberty for others too. You will do it. It's not Maiyegun that will make you do it. The Nigeria criminals will make you do it. And Maiyegun will report it. You can count on that. Here. Hello there.
Nigerians, they were those who were expecting Tinubu to.
You might need to mute the broadcast so that you and I can speak on talk on the phone. Is that all right?
Hello.
Is that
Yes.
Charm?
Yes.
That's
Good evening.
Charm. How are you tonight? Charm, rather.
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
Well, I'm here. Thank you.
I've decided to go off YouTube for a while.
Okay.
So I only
go on.
I think I only started listening to your broadcast again yesterday.
So you took some break, right?
No, I took a break because.
Did you?
Yeah. Just generally because I feel like sometimes it's good to detach from all of this social media. You know, every now and then you just need to step away. Okay. So, I listened to your broadcast yesterday, maybe after Obi's speech, I think, and Datti's interview with Charles. Now, a lot of people, sometimes the comment section just riles me up, I have to say.
No, that's weird. we know those who don't have enough juice in them. Sometimes they don't last well in that comment section. I do read some of them. I'm like, it's a different world. Sure.
No, it's a whole different engagement on the chat group. I know. I mean, I said this earlier that I don't generally engage in the chat group because it's just not my thing. Okay, and first of all, I don't even like to type. So anyway, let me get straight to the point.
Until somebody kind of they are coming to provoke you to grab your phone, either calling or
to get my
reply them.
exactly.
I know
to get my phone. No, I don't try to reply anybody. I just pick up my phone, and if I get through to you, I'll have a conversation. So and I think because a lot of people were talking about OB and saying what's flip-flopping, and things like that. And I thought about it and I was thinking to myself, right now, if we're here being keyboard warriors and saying that Obi is waffling or he's flip-flopping and whatever, right? What are you doing?
A big question.
Right?
What
so
are you doing?
Yeah, what are you doing? Okay, because let's put it this way, right? I buy a pair of shoes, yeah?
Yes.
I put my feet into the pair of shoes. And it hurts like hell. Am I waiting for somebody else to tell me what to do with that pair of shoes, right? Are you not the one suffering? Are you waiting for Obi to come out and tell you, oh, come, let us all go and march and do
Like
this
he
and
should
that and the
open
other.
it up like that with, you know.
You are the one suffering. You are the one who wants a better country or a better, you know, well, I don't know,
Better,
you know,
it's something
about
better than what you are
a
being
better
offered.
life, yeah. What something better than what you're being offered. We are the ones suffering. We're the ones going through whatever. Even us in the diaspora, you just talked about it, you just addressed it a few minutes ago, where people who want to go home, you have to do it under the cloud of secrecy because the place is unsafe. You can't go about telling people, oh, you're going to go back to Nigeria so that somebody will wait for you. No. So we also are feeling it. So the question is, what are you doing? Forget about Obi. Forget about Datti.
Or what are you know,
what are you doing? What are you ready to do? And I keep talking about you know, solutionizing the conversation, because a lot of people come on here and they just I don't know, and I think part of the reason why I detach was because it seems like these discussions that you have and these insights that you have is like comedy, or it's like, you know, I just want to watch Maiyegun and listen to him.
Yeah,
I mean, is he really making exactly and pass time and then, you know, go to the comment section and, you know, talk nonsense? What are you doing? There are people out there who are, you know, protesting. What are you doing? Instead of coming here and becoming a keyboard warrior and saying this and that and the other, what are you doing? That's the question that we should be asking each and every one of us. Obi has done his own. In case any of us were burying our heads in the sand, right? Thinking that we had a country. Now we know we don't have a country. We don't have a country. We don't have a constitution.
There's no democracy.
So,
there's no constitution.
there's no democracy. There's no constitution. There's no nothing. What are you going to do? That would be the question. And I think another thing I wanted to ask, is there a way to take it further? Because yes, I'm very big on solutionizing things, right? So I'm thinking, okay, I can't go to Nigeria and protest. What can I do as a diasporan here?
Yes.
Is there somewhere we can actually take our course? Because why can't we agitate for our own individual entities? Why do we, and I say this because I've actually thought about it, and I always, you know, a lot of people give me flack for saying I want to run Nigeria. That's not necessarily what I want. Now, the Tinubu government will not tell you to redo the constitution because it works for him. Okay? Now, a Tinubu government will not call for a referendum to ask whether or not we should remain as a country. He's not going to do that because the entity as it is favors him. Okay? Now, if I'm asking that we push for an Obi government, is because that's a legitimate government. We can then start to push for, you know what? We need to address the constitution. Okay? We need to start talking about whether or not we want to remain
like,
as
you know what we said the last times, like something I offered as see, I have one solution, and that solution is like one size fits all. And I'll tell you again, I've said it before. I said, instead of preparing to be opposition that will then start mobilizing people for another election in another 2 years, how about opposition and all these people, everybody come together and stage a never seen before mega, sort of a mega protest that will say there will be no future election in Nigeria until Nigerians agree that they still want to be part of this country on an agreed constitution written by them before any other election happens again in Nigeria. That could be a movement that takes care of everybody's problem with Nigeria, including those who want to have confederation, those who are talking of a living, those who still want to be, you know what I mean? Like, it will open the flood of, you know what I mean? But except for that.
That's the solution, you know, because I'm also thinking of, okay, not that I necessarily trust the West, because I really don't, because as we have seen, we had the German Chancellor come to the country a couple of days ago.
Yes.
What that should tell anyone, and okay, aside from the German Chancellor, you also had Tinubu go to, I think, United Arab Emirates or Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, it's currently in Saudi Arabia, yes. They are doing the Arab-Africa Summit, something like that.
You know, so what that should tell every Nigerian is that, you see, the West, the East, all of these people, they don't care who you bring.
No.
If you like, bring a performing monkey for them. They will do business with the person.
That's right.
As long as, as long as they can say, sign here, and the performing monkey signs there. That's none of their business. Okay? So they don't care who is here. They fully well know what we know about Tinubu, but here they are, coming to our own country for whatever reasons, because we cannot believe anything that comes out from this government in terms of information, because they lie a lot, right? But the point is that they came. Now, if we felt that, okay, all of these upstanding so-called democracies, they won't come to do business, here they are. Here they are with this criminal trying to do business or do whatever they want.
They don't care. It's about their interest.
They don't care, right? Because they want their interest. As long as, like I said, you can get the performing monkey to sign on the dotted line, none of their business.
It's a deal.
If people want to stay here, exactly, you are the one that is crying. If it pains you too much, hit the streets. How many do you want to kill? How many do you want to kill? Anyway, I think the part of the reason why I called was that, listen, your show is not a comedy. I think there are people who take it seriously. It's not a joke. So when people come and all these laughter emojis and things, I'm like, what are you guys doing here? Right? No. And then finally, let me just.
I know.
I just want to address one more thing and then I'll go.
All right. Okay. Because our time is coming as usual, to a close. So let's use that. Go on.
There is educate called the Igbo people the Jews, that they are Jews. And your comment section was started blowing up.
I expected that. Every time somebody, every time an Igbo person says Igbos are Jews, right? It's always rile other people up, but I kind of don't dwell on it. I just let people react. And there are the only people who have legitimacy to react are the Igbos. So there you are.
Yeah, I'm Igbo, whether or not we're Jewish, I don't know, right?
Okay.
But the point I'm trying to make is this: if you go to the Princeton University, there are existing maps of pre-colonial Africa, right? Or even colonial Africa, which details the wandering, it details it there. It says Igbo, the wandering Jews, right? And they are not the only ones that they are called Jews. So when people talk about, okay, come and make statements like that, right? You need to back up your statements with facts. And I'm giving you facts. You can go to the Princeton University.
You know something?
Exactly.
Right? I love the fact that you are using the authentic evidence to actually back that up, even educated didn't like that. Okay, put it that way. It is true that there is actually an historical documentation that referred to the Igbos as like wandering Jews.
The wandering Jews, right?
Which means they are everywhere. And they will be, you know what I mean? Like, so if Igbos refer to themselves as Jews, it doesn't mean that they are Jewish, whatever is linked to that of Israel that way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I would also finally like anyone who wants to explore that further to look at the history of a former slave called Olaudah Equino. It's out there. Google is your best friend. He was a slave taken from the Igbo land. You can you can read up what he says about our people. But again, I just said, you know what, I'm just going to put it out there.
Well, you've
given
a perspective to that point. And I bet right now, a lot of people are grabbing their phones and checking, like, okay, I'm going to go check. I have no idea. I do. So, Champ, thank you so much, ma.
You're welcome.
As usual, okay. You've done your part now, and you've dropped your usual thought-provoking, sort of contributions, okay. But somebody said I should ask you that what are you doing about it too? Don't answer me, okay? Don't. I'm going to leave it at that because it's like everybody's asking that. It was meant to be a question. Some people don't understand. They didn't understand that. It was meant to be a question that you have to ask yourself. Charm
exactly, the man in the mirror.
You have to ask yourself and say, like, okay, after all this now, after all this, what am I doing? What am I going to do?
What am I doing? Yeah. Thank you, Maiyegun. You get it.
Bless you. So, Charm, you take it easy, okay? And you have a wonderful evening yourself, right? Now, that is where we are going to draw the curtains tonight. Again, our time is up, okay? And thank you for spending yours with me, even though some of you are just entering evening now in the US and other places. In Australia, too, you're already in tomorrow. They are already 8th of November in Australia, but it's great that a lot of you spend your money with me. Some spend their evening, and the rest of us who have spent our evenings together, we're going to be going to bed soon. So if you joined us midway, please watch this from the start, okay? And if you have been watching from the start, please don't leave without dropping your offering. Like the broadcast, share it, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you again, inshallah. Promise. Good night.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun Diary Nayibi #1. Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun Diary Nayibi #1. Maiyegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ará ìlú. Maiyegun Diary Nayibi #1. Lórí Facebook lórí YouTube. Maiyegun Diary Nayibi #1. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí. Maiyegun Diary Nayibi #1. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun Diary Nayibi #1. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Maiyegun máa wí. Maiyegun Diary Nayibi #1. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun Diary Nayibi #1. Maiyegun Diary Politico. Maiyegun Diary Nayibi #1. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Maiyegun. Maiyegun Diary Nayibi #1. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Maiyegun Diary Nayibi #1. Àní Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun Diary Nayibi #1. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Kí gómìnà kówó jẹ. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọlọ́pàá ti ń darí bá. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o. Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀. Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọn ò gbẹ́bẹ̀ oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o àyè.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní má ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Kì máa yí ṣeré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣeré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Tẹnitẹni ọmọ Maiyegun ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́run ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. Èèpo ọ̀gọ̀lọ́mọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti dọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà àìsíwọ̀lú ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lápàrà ó kó ẹni tó bá dán wò á kàmù. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì o. Ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.